As you can see, we are outside.
They let us out of the studio.
We are outside of the studio in our little box. I ain't shading my studio. I'm shading nice, but still, I'm outside. And it's more colorful and more pretty. And we are here. Can you guess who we are, though? I know you recognize the background. Every aesthetic babe has been here. Every celeb babe has been here.
True.
The only box that we will come to. And sitting there ourselves. We are at the sweetness of it all. Can you guess? Are you ready?
I love
Go. Here we go. As usual, I have my beautiful Miss Juicy.
Back at it again.
She's back from the state. She's back. I swear she look fresher. 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
2 weeks of different sun will make a difference. One hour, so I get it. Nekabala. Anyaka na kaya nakalot. Bilay, nekaba. Gis nga, gina na sinaj ba? Gis nga, fresh, glowing skin. But today, our main host, our main co-host, our main babe. Hello.
HBRC, head.
You know what I'm saying?
In charge. I can't
No.
cuss.
You can't cuss, but
In charge.
head boss.
Head boss in charge.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Head boss in charge.
Call me Sweetbox.
Sweetbox. Yes,
Period.
I like
Sweet
that.
boss.
I like it.
Mrs. Mariam Jai. Well, technically, she has a new last name, but
We're
I'm
on
saying
Jai. We're on Jai.
Jai is running the business. Jai and your trophy dash. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her husband is
My
in
husband,
Jai.
yeah, so I'm just claiming. I can.
We'll take you.
Yeah, thank
Exactly.
you. I was like, my name somewhere there, like, I stole her last name anyway. It's okay. It's okay. He did.
Yeah.
But here we are, man. Y'all see our table looking real nice.
Yes, we're cute,
The
we're
tea is 10, baby. The tea is
And
10.
desserts are deserting. I know y'all are jealous right now. I would
I'm
be
eating for
too.
two. That's why there's a place in front of me. Don't judge me. I'm just, I'm ticking the mind and ticking the belly. It's okay. There's somebody else eating it out of me, so it's
True.
It's okay.
Taking all your nutrients.
So today we're going to have vibes. Today's about vibes.
Mhm.
We're going to learn a thing or two because, we have procrastinators, ADHDers, hyperfixationists, President Jai. That's why I said that one. Hyperfixation, President Jai.
That's me.
See
That's me. That's
I
me.
got hyperfixation.
Yeah.
I just have the ADHD part.
Yeah.
So I will blab with full chest.
Yeah.
And my partner here, I've seen a little bit of ADD, but I'm going to let it go. I'm like, girl.
Really?
Yes, it's a little bit, girl. Just a little bit.
Oh, good.
I was like, she doing this real well. I'm like, but I feel like she gives the ADD tingle. I was like, because me and my friends, we call it, all of us have ADHD or ADD at some point. And I was like, we just collect each other.
What's the difference?
The hyper.
Yeah.
The hyper is
Yeah.
the difference.
The-
Because,
I know I'm not a hyper.
yeah, that's why I said ADD, girl.
Probably.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone got a little.
Somewhere
on the spectrum.
somewhere. If
You're
you're Gambian
spicy.
and you've gone through Gambia, you should be on the spectrum. Respectfully. That's why the mental health episode, I hope you guys take it seriously.
Yeah.
Do your own research.
Yeah.
But I
Get some
think
awareness.
The awareness
Yeah.
is a lot more now when it
Yes.
comes to that, especially the younger generation.
The young
Yes.
generation. Yeah.
They're very conscious about
Oh,
their
yeah,
mental
yeah,
health.
yeah.
Oh yeah, because
Because of the internet, the internet.
like you're not gonna drive us crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, you're gonna go crazy first. We refuse the crazy.
Yeah.
They're
We don't wanna do
traumatizing
it.
their parents back.
Yeah. No, honestly, because it's like I'm sorry, you didn't want to make the choice. Make I make time for you. Make I make time for you. So today we're going to yap
Yes.
happily and gracefully. She's like, I'm here doing this. It's her first time out here, but she does
Yeah.
the interviews and
So
stuff.
it's your first podcast out of
Outside of
outside.
the- yes.
Studio, yeah.
So, she taking our virginity away.
Oh my, she
Wow,
popped out
really?
cherry.
We're trying to make it worthwhile.
Yeah,
No,
no,
it is though.
it is.
You already don't
It
get me. I
is,
ain't
yeah.
gonna lie.
No,
That
she's
tea,
so hospitable. We love it.
that tea doing me. I'm happy because every time I'm like my throat feels better.
Yeah.
Me and Mojan are here feeling like we're dining with some fine china.
You know, we feeling
And
so
we always
cute.
try to be hospitable because I think
It's working.
when I watched that episode of you guys going in
In.
at the restaurant and I was like, oh my God, I hope the Sweetbox doesn't get named and shamed here.
No.
But to a certain extent, I was confident
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
know my girls,
Yeah.
I've
Mhm.
trained them well.
Yeah, that's good.
So I was like, it doesn't matter whether you're Gambian or not.
No,
or
yeah,
Tubab
yeah.
or
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
gonna get that same sweet,
The same energy. Yeah,
Mashallah.
I
same
love
Sweetbox
that. I love
experience.
that.
Mashallah. And I think that's why a lot of people come here because I will pass by, like, let's say during Eid, there was a time and all I saw was a cluster of human beings.
People
And I'm looking at everybody, I'm like, I know you all came from different backgrounds and they just here having a good time. I was like, That's an establishment.
Yep.
That's an establishment. Because even in the comment section for that same episode,
Yeah.
you weren't mentioned.
Okay.
And people went in, were like, somebody had to say, thank God y'all said it.
Mhm.
And they was listing. I just
Missing
went,
names.
you
They were
go to the
naming
person,
names in the
everybody
comments.
is calling everybody out.
Don't worry. I was there looking for her name. I was like, oh God, oh God, oh God.
I was like, but nobody mentioned anything about that. And I
Yeah.
think that goes to say how much work you've put
Put
in.
in. Yeah.
And I know we can't even fathom the challenges you went through to get there,
Mhm.
but we'll get to it.
I think I was that customer when I
Mhm.
went to restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
I was that difficult customer.
Yeah.
You know, if something is on the menu and my plate came and it looked different,
different.
I'd be like,
Excuse me.
excuse me,
Yeah.
That's not what
As
I
you
ordered.
should.
you know,
You're paying
So
for it, so
for
it makes
me,
sense.
being that hyper conscious
Yeah,
of
yeah.
service,
Mm-hmm.
it made me hyper conscious of my service.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
That's
if I'm
good.
able to give it, I
Yeah.
should be able to take it.
Take it.
So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why when customers, let's say, have a bad experience, it does happen. We're
Yeah.
not perfect.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
does happen.
Yeah.
So when customers have that bad experience, we really try to go out of our way to understand why it happened, number one.
Yeah.
And number two, what can we learn from that so it doesn't ever happen again?
again.
Because in business, your name, your reputation is
Y'all
everything.
hearing that?
Can
Did you hear that?
But
I know a business owner heard that and said, "What did we go to hear? You know,
No,
that's how you think about it. It's
ego
called
has to
assessing.
be on the floor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's true.
You can have an ego
That's
and
true.
be a business person in service anyway.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, this looks so cute.
Y'all see that? I see that.
You
Let
know,
me
Let
flex
me
this a little
say,
bit.
when I asked them, what do you guys want to drink? They all said tea. I chose an
No.
iced tea. It was so hot.
I ain't gonna lie.
As soon as they saw my iced tea, they were like,
See, one thing about
Can
me,
I
I will
have
go with the trend, baby.
This is good.
My eyes
This
go
is good.
eat, and my eyes ate.
Yeah.
They were like,
Yeah.
my tea was good, but like your tea look like
Look,
it come
it's
with
good.
special healing powers. I want the special
This
healing
is
powers
good.
too.
This is good. This is
They
It
good.
look
you.
good, girl. So let me
And it
just flex
tastes
my
good.
teeth.
You're
y'all,
right.
okay? Like you see the cucumber, you see the berries. This
You-
is called
you-
not being stingy.
You people that don't like to eat your fruits.
This is called don't be stingy. When you have a service, don't be stingy.
Exactly. When the service is good, you're willing to pay whatever amount.
Bro, let me tell you something.
That's-
As a big back, one thing about me that I stand on is, money is not an issue as long
Period.
as I am getting
Yeah.
what
Service
I'm
is
asking
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
I will not have a problem with you.
Yeah. That's
Because then
true.
I'm like, well, I knew it was gonna be expensive.
But
And I'm like, it is what
it's
it
like
is.
it's worth
And
it.
you know, we kind of have a bad rep of Sweetbox Café.
Oh no, yeah,
I'm
I was
like,
one of those people. I was like, damn, they're expensive.
No, when we
they're
saw
not in
it,
my economic bracket.
whose wedding was it? What somebody's wedding? I remember the show. We said they got money.
They got money.
They got money, but the food
Was
is
it the
good.
Silas? I think it was something
The Silas, I think it was the Silas
And then
wedding.
y'all catered for
Yes,
that.
we saw
I
like
saw
the
that and I
videos.
said, in this life,
Half
be
money.
rich.
And you're gonna get like the good.
I think we go out of our way
Mhm.
to source quality
that.
products, quality ingredients. Because
Mhm.
if you start with quality, you're gonna taste quality.
quality. Yeah.
So
And that's why I have respect for y'all because
Yeah.
I've seen that. Mind you, I follow y'all page because I love the aestheticness of it.
Mhm.
So me, I love to look at food. It just makes me happy.
And you
that's,
can
why,
just
that's how I
tell.
know
Yeah.
we be going to the same
Yeah.
pages. Because obviously, like, also liked by Sweetbox. I said, I know it. That's the owner. Me and her looking at these people making this mushroom chicken, like,
Yeah.
what type of cream are you using?
Yeah.
And I'm here like, I bet she's looking at this like, Gambia, so you know, access. Gambia, so you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
Ligina
Yeah.
yomba. Mahela loli, mahol mi de.
there's certain things I don't put on
You
my
don't
menu
put.
because I'm like accessibility.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
sustainable
yeah,
for
yeah.
long term. Yeah.
So I try to, because since we opened the cafe, I just try to keep it basic.
Basic.
Not
Yeah.
basic, but
It's not basic. girl.
Simple enough,
Because
yeah.
I
Because in
feel
the long
Gambia,
run, yeah.
the food industry is either you have fine dining
Mm-hmm.
or you have riffraff.
And then
Yes.
and
There-
it's not really in between. That's
the middle
true.
ground for brunch, breakfast,
Mhm. It's
lunch,
very-
somewhere casual,
Mhm,
nothing
mhm,
too
mhm.
serious.
Serious. Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
very. Haraga dem McDonald's or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of cafe style during
That's
the day.
the
You
thing.
can be doing content with programs start 11 o'clock.
Wow.
You know, and we don't really have a lot of day.
That's the thing. That's what we're talking
Day-
Day
day-
events.
day
Day things
events.
to
We
do.
literally were talking
Or
about. I'm
day
like,
We were
we
talking
need
about
to
it
go to.
because
Yeah.
We
we
need more
had
of it.
to change our dynamic because I had a baby, so now the baby is part of the group.
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, night of activities, I'm going to daytime because
and if it's night, it's like
we're gonna
an
be home
early
at a
dinner
certain time.
type
Yeah.
I've
situation.
gotten to the age where 9 o'clock is too late.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh no, my 9 o'clock is too late.
I want to go to bed.
Go to bed
at
because you got stuff to do
9:30. Yeah,
the
you
next
know,
day.
And
So
I have 3 kids. I don't have time to be out.
3 boys
Yeah.
on top of the 3
Ladies and
boys.
gentlemen, I'm sorry, but my skin is about to be looking really nice.
We're about to come here every day. I'm sipping. I'm
I ain't
sipping.
gonna lie. I want this. You know those big pinky jugs?
Yeah.
The
Oh my God,
fat
yes,
yellow-
yes, yes.
I just want this one day. The whole day.
Oh
Like,
my gosh, like a brunch special. You know them big.
Pictures.
Yeah. Then we. American
don't bring
spoiled
me.
us.
Don't
American spoiled
don't take me
us.
Her,
back.
I can be like, fine, me and her love to eat, but
Yeah.
I don't look at Mosan and be like, that girl likes to eat.
I do
What do
secretly.
you
I'm a
mean?
It's because I
If
just
you
be.
do, you're blessed. Because if someone asks me, what do you want your superpower to be?
Mm.
Is to eat whatever I want
I never get
and
weight.
not gain weight. Honestly, that's it. I don't want to be invisible.
Yeah,
I don't want to
yeah,
be
yeah.
rich.
I felt
I
that.
don't want to be fast. I just want to eat
Yeah.
everything I want
Yeah.
and
I
not
don't gain
gain
weight.
weight.
Honestly, I got
Honestly.
lucky because when I transferred to university, I was on a dance team, so that helped a lot. 'Cause the way I was eating,
Oh, no,
trash.
freshman.
trash. So I never had the freshman 50 or anything because I was
She
also
said I was busy,
active,
yeah.
like on the weekends and stuff like that. That's why, honestly, that's the only reason. That's the only reason that
I cannot relate.
just
freshman
being
15
active.
my
in
freshman
the,
15 looked at me and said, "How you doing, baby?" I
Hey,
said,
girl. It's like I'm running to you.
I was
Running to each other.
going. I was
But you enjoyed yourself.
going.
No regrets. No
Girl,
regrets.
no, just
No
me.
regrets.
I know because the moment I know I move, my husband's going to bully me in the gym. I already know that. So I told him before you see me, I'm going to be extra fat. He said, "Why?" I said, "Because I'm going to do all I can. Because I know you. And when you say, okay, you said, because I'm not going to open my mouth. I want to go to the gym. I want
Yeah.
to look like if I pass, there should be a car crash because I look that good.
BBL allegation.
You know what I'm saying? I want
That's
that.
what I'm
If I
looking
get
for.
there, you ain't doing a good job. He said, "Bet, say less." I was setting up.
Girl, now
But
you
then
know
my
messed
friend was
up.
like, "You're going to be moving soon." I said, "Amor, that means you're going to the gym." I said, "Are you sure?" I asked him. I said, "Are we still training?" He said,
Because you know
"I've
when
been
you
waiting
talked
for the
about
day."
it, it was like months.
I'm
now it's
happy.
getting closer.
It's like, okay, so this gym thing's happening for sure. Yes. Okay, cool. You know what's also going to happen? I'm going to be eating.
I'm at that stage
Mhm.
because I had my boys within 7 years or so.
Okay, I'm about to get it.
So yeah,
No,
it
jam
wasn't
bang.
easy.
No, jam
So
at
it
all.
was like there was a good 8 years I was just popping babies, gaining weight.
mhm.
You know what I mean? So
Postpartum.
and with the
yeah.
whole
Girl,
business thing,
Business.
I pretty much didn't prioritize my
Mhm.
my health, my
Mhm.
weight,
Mhm.
my self-esteem,
Mhm.
things
Mhm.
like that.
Mhm.
So now that I know that after 3 kids, 3 boys,
Mhm.
I'm done having
Mhm.
kids.
Mhm.
I started going to gym. I
Mhm.
lost a bit of weight.
Mhm.
I'm more conscious about
Mhm.
my mental health.
Mhm. That's
I
good.
even check up on my friends a bit more because
Period.
I'll be that person
Yeah.
who goes for a while. It's not that I don't love or
Yeah.
care.
No,
But
about
you're
we
balancing
I
a
understand.
just
lot.
have so
So
many
much going
things
on, yeah.
It's difficult for
Yeah.
me
Girl, that's
to be
understandable.
Yeah. that's
that
understandable.
friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
since I opened this place,
Yeah.
hired the staff, I'm
Yeah.
like, they're here to make my life easy.
Yeah, you've delegated
shouldn't be
all your.
suffering
Yeah, you shouldn't.
and
While
still
I'm
pay.
working.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So I took it like, okay,
Mhm.
now I am it's a privilege to be where I am.
Yeah.
So now I can take a step back,
Mhm.
focus more on my kids,
Yeah.
my husband,
Yeah.
my friends,
Your
my
mental
family.
health,
In general.
everything. Yeah.
I love
Mhm.
that. So it's like when I see young moms like you, it's like, don't worry about the weight.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There'll
But
come a time
Mhm.
where
they see it.
right now your priority is baby, baby, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you tend to forget yourself a
Yes.
bit.
Mhm.
You tend to gain weight, but I'm like, you just birthed a whole human
A
being.
whole human being.
Oh,
You
no,
did it
no,
multiple
I'm
times
gracious
too.
It should
You
take
know?
you some time to bounce
Bounce
back.
Back, yeah.
But the
Oh.
recent culture of snap back,
Snap back.
it's not realistic.
And it's like
I'm
no,
sorry.
and those
say
people,
so.
that
It's
like
not
snap back,
realistic.
they have like trainers.
Yeah.
They got
have
the funds to do
chefs.
that. It's not even just that. Like I feel like at some
Mhm.
point, what I've understood was everybody's on their own time,
True.
and
True.
I can't force their time to be mine.
Your time.
Like I know where I am mentally and what I'm dealing with, so
Yeah.
I'm just like, and I see, like I have
Yeah.
my friends and I, like we all gave birth around the same time. They
Yeah.
already at the gym getting
Yeah, yeah,
trainers and
yeah.
stuff. I'm still here, like they're like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm eating bodak noodles, 2x spicy one." They're like, "Girl, do you know what time it is?" I said, "Do you know what time it's gonna be for me in about an hour?"
Yeah.
Somebody gonna wake up and be like,
I know.
It's like I need to
and
eat.
so do I look to you like I'm like, you are
Yeah.
worried about the wrong things.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
See me?
Yeah.
I am eating to feed. My mom looks at me and said, "You're just gonna
Yeah.
get fat." I said, "And then what?"
I have a
Nothing
husband.
you
So.
Thank you. I'm like, that man not gonna leave now.
You gotta man,
We
exactly.
stuck with each other for real, for real. I
Exactly.
said, "Sir."
But it makes you realize how I'm not saying men have it easy.
No, men have it
but
easy.
Women take the brunt of
Yeah.
Yes.
you know,
Oh yeah, it's never really
having
50,
kids,
50.
being first time parents,
Yeah.
having to navigate
Navigate.
that
That's-
Yeah.
your body physically
Mhm.
changing
Yeah.
in terms
Yeah.
of gaining weight,
Yeah.
your
Wow.
hormones being
Mhm.
all over the place,
Your
kind of
bones
thing.
sounding like old
You know.
old machine. Every time you go, it's go crack,
So-
crack, crack.
For me,
Yeah.
it's like I think when we put that
Mhm.
consciousness in
Mhm.
women,
Mm.
that your body goes through a lot when you
Mhm.
have kids.
Yeah.
Oh,
For
That's
me, I didn't realize after my third pregnancy,
Mhm.
well, during my
Yeah.
third pregnancy, I was depressed.
Mm.
I didn't clock it.
Mm.
My baby sister did because I was staying with her by
Mhm.
then.
Oh,
So
okay.
my baby sister clocked it.
Yeah. Wow.
She was like, "Oh, let's do what's that thing called? Where you do the photo shoot with your pregnancy."
Oh, like those
Oh,
maternity
the maternity
shoots.
shoots.
Yeah.
No.
Oh
Let's do this. No.
no.
I was in America. I was in Atlanta.
Ah,
There were places to go, things to see.
Yeah.
Whatever she
Yeah.
says. No, I don't
oh,
feel.
damn.
But for me, I was just tired.
Tired,
I'm
yeah.
just
Yeah.
pregnant. This is
I
the-
know. I
It's
understand.
like there's nothing else to do.
There's
But
nothing
honestly.
to- no, you don't have the energy.
You don't have the
I respect
energy.
when you just don't have the energy.
when she clocked it,
Mhm.
she spoke to my dear sister-in-law called Useka, who's, if you follow her on Twitter and
Mhm.
things like that,
Mhm.
you know she's extremely big on mental health and
Mhm.
things like that.
Mhm. Mhm.
So she told her, Epicurious being something like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out.
So
Shout out.
she,
Shout out, girl.
my baby sister reached out to her
Mhm.
and told her, sis,
Mhm.
Tanit that I'm as in she's not her usual
Mhm.
self kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then she flew all the way from Boston. Came for about 10 days or so just to take care of me.
Aw.
Just
That's
to be
lovely.
like, hold my hand and
Yeah.
be like,
I love
girl,
that.
I think this is what you're going through.
Yeah.
And it's fine to feel like
Feel like that. Yeah.
But we are here to help,
Help
you.
you.
We're here to
Yeah. That community
uplift.
is very important.
So
yeah.
once she said that is when it dawned on
It
me.
done.
like,
Yeah.
I never would have
Thought like
Figured that out.
Yeah.
or be like, oh, I am no.
Depressed. Yeah.
To
yeah,
me,
yeah.
I just wasn't feeling.
You just
That's-
weren't feeling.
Yeah,
it.
That's kinda
and
what
because I
Monique was
had the
talking
stress
about.
of
Yeah.
this place,
Yeah.
I just signed the
Lease,
lease,
yeah.
and I
Yeah.
found out I was pregnant.
Ah.
So I was like,
Back to back. Those big
No,
new.
bro, I'm laughing because,
know?
like, realistically, God be doing you like that. And I be like,
And I
did
When
you
you
not
least
see me?
expect it.
that was
Yeah.
God's way of telling me,
Mhm.
"Ma, slow down,"
Slow
because I was
down,
taking
yeah.
on so many things at the same
Same
time.
time.
I was like, this place has to open at this.
Yeah.
there's
You already have
I
like
didn't
stuff.
even have the staff I needed. I
Yeah.
didn't even
What the
at that
God gonna
point
do is
didn't
disrupt
even
your
have
plan.
enough
Yeah.
money to. So I was just forcing
Yeah.
everything, and then pregnancy, and I'm like, again, really
It's like at this time, I
At
don't
this
need
time,
it
Did
right
you
now.
not see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
I was
yeah,
so
yeah.
upset.
Yeah.
I was like, God, I had plans.
Yeah.
This was not part of the plan.
And that's what I'm Yeah, we planned God last.
God laughs.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And God was cackling.
Yeah.
He really
It's like
was
that's
on the
it's like that's
floor
cute. You got
cackling.
all this going on. Let me just
Yeah.
Let
pregnancy.
me, let me,
Let
let
me
me
just put a
let me-
pause.
Pause on that.
Yeah.
Exactly. He probably
Like,
saw
so-
like, you know, it's I think that was good that it happened.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was like, okay, you need to
And Auntie Cordo was the one
yeah.
who had to tell me that hard truth. Like,
Yeah.
I think you've been pushing
You've been
yourself
pushing yourself
too
too
much.
much, yeah.
You need to slow down.
Mhm,
And that's
mhm,
when I was like, you know what?
mhm,
She's right.
mhm.
Yeah.
I didn't sign a contract with anyone that this cafe has to open.
Mm,
At this time, that was your
yeah,
expectation.
that was your
Let me
expectation.
take my time.
Yeah,
Do it well.
do it
Yeah.
So that when I do launch,
Mhm.
I launch well.
Yeah.
I launch
And you're
well.
happy
and
with
you're
what you
happy
did.
with
Yeah,
it,
and I'm
exactly.
happy with it.
Mhm.
And then that's when everything just started going better. My husband really stepped in.
Period.
Mashallah.
Love
And
that.
because guys
You
as
heard
well, they don't know.
Supportive jikir.
No, man, what they touch wood. Like, honestly.
Knock really hard. Because knock hard as a
Supportive.
husband.
And
You
when
heard
they
that?
say, oh, say the for me, the for
No.
I'm like, no.
Mm-mm.
Say the for
Of course,
me.
they are more made.
Yeah, I think marriage should really be there to make your life better.
Easier.
To
Yeah.
improve your quality
Yes,
of life
yes,
and
that's
everything.
true. That's true.
That imagine waking up with someone that you really love. Like you wake up, you're like, digga. Make now.
I hit the jackpots.
Digga. Huh? I'm not it. You know what I mean?
No, I know.
So for me, it's like
Yeah.
whatever it is
After
that
that,
happens in my life, the
Yeah.
first thing I think of is I should have a husband.
Yes.
Period.
You know,
That's like your
Or-
best
I
friend.
should ask my husband. this.
Yeah.
I
should-
know. It's like,
So
it almost feels like you're snitching, like, every time on yourself to your
Yeah,
spouse.
to your
But
spouse.
realistic, it's like,
That's your
my brain is
person.
functional, but, like, his brain functions too.
See?
And I need
I
the
don't want to do
functioning
too
of
much
his brain.
thinking.
my husband is around.
Yeah.
I'm like a bimbo. I'm like a blonde.
Yes.
It's like, I don't know.
I,
You got
I
it.
don't know how to
Period.
do
do
it.
anything.
When we're traveling,
Love it.
it's the same thing.
It's like,
he
you got
books
it.
the tickets, books the
Period.
hotel, does everything.
It's like, I don't know
He
what
helps
that
me
is.
pack. He literally, I just be like, hi, I'm getting on a
What
plane.
is it? Nashan? Is it Nashan? The Indian?
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
the Indian do this. We're like, what
My
is
name
it?
is Mariama. That's me.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it
My
comes to
name
my
is,
husband.
and I do this, and I
Yeah.
do that. My name
Yeah.
is Mariama.
Yeah.
Literally.
No, I love
No, I
that.
love that.
And
I love that.
And he teases me all the time. He's like, because I tell him, like, you should go and do your thing. He's like, well, what are you going to do with yourself when I go?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? How are you going to function?
They sound
Well,
it.
Because
I
you think
know.
you can't function without it, but it's like, I can
I
function.
can function,
I
but
share.
Better
My
with
brain
you.
literally switches
just
off.
switches off. I love
And
it.
when I'm around
As it
him,
I love it.
because
That's security
he
right
tells
there.
me all the time, you smart to kill like I can do it.
Yeah.
I will step up. I will lock the doors.
I will do what I need to do.
Because if you know,
I would love to
if
know
you
this
know-
real.
if you know me,
Mm.
you know I'm the type that will go to bed and forget to lock the door.
Oh,
I'm the mom that will forget to pick up her kids from school. I'm that
Mm.
because
Like your brain, you just got
The
too
brain is
many
gone.
things.
and
going
ever
on.
since I got pregnant, when
It's
they
worse.
say pregnancy brain, it's very true,
Mm.
especially for me.
My friends are learning.
You
They
know?
learn that the
Mhm,
hard way, actually,
mhm.
but they learn that.
Customers sometimes get upset with me
Yeah.
because I don't remember their name or I don't. And I'm
Oh.
like, I swear to God, I don't do
They
it
then
on
it probably
purpose.
don't know.
Plus, your business
I
owner, you
really,
see so
not
many
even
people.
that. I really think there's something chemically
No,
balanced
it
up
is.
there.
It
No,
actually
yeah, for
is.
sure.
Because nobody fat is not
No.
normal.
Actually,
It
it
is.
is.
It
So
really
what they
is.
tell you is, I went to do the research on it because I was like, okay, first of all, I want my brain back. So what happens is we lose. So we're getting so much oxytocin from the baby, and oxytocin makes you forget what's happening, so that
Yeah.
you don't like hold grudges. I think against the baby when the baby is moving around.
Yeah.
And then over time, what it does is it reduces your long-term memory. So you have worse short-span
Yeah.
memory. Like
Yeah.
long-term memory you can make, but
Yeah.
short-span is
Very
so
bad.
bad. It's not even funny.
That makes a lot of sense because
That
as
makes sense.
women
Yeah.
who've given birth to children,
Yeah.
Wait,
in that moment you're pushing and giving birth,
Yeah.
you're like, again, as
not
in
happening.
I conscious. So it makes sense that you have to forget
Something.
this
Yeah,
pain
you forget
to
about
come
that
back.
to
trauma.
be like, okay, I want to
I
have
will
another
do it again.
kid. Because if you remembered it, honestly, you
you
would
will
never
never do
know.
it again.
Yeah.
Everyone will have
telling
one
you.
child.
Yeah.
I
heard so many people say
respectfully,
that.
I feel like that happened to my husband and not me. I think he's petrified on having other kids
Mhm.
because I was screaming for help instead of them. They're like,
Yeah.
help the baby, help the baby. I'm like, help me. Okay, but this thing, I don't know this baby. Help me, bro. They're like, she's like, oh, I don't know this anymore. I've been here since 6 a.m. I don't want to do this anymore.
know.
I was there for over 12 hours, and I'm just there,
Oh,
like,
God.
construction starts at 6 a.m, girl. 6 a.m.
Oh, God.
I was there till midnight.
Oh,
And I'm
my
there looking
goodness.
at him like, when he was born, I looked at him like,
no, boys in
You?
general like to take their time.
oh no.
Mm.
Because for me, by the third baby, I walked into the hospital. 20 minutes later, I gave birth.
Yeah.
My first one, I was there for about 10 hours. When I felt the first, I was like, let's go. The second one, I took my time. The third one, I was literally there like, I think it's time.
Yeah.
And I just
I
took
love
up
it.
my bags.
I love
And
that.
just
when
went.
20 minutes later, baby was there.
Ah,
God.
Yeah.
but then
so
when
by-
the first one I tried, like, I stayed at home until my water broke. I was just
my
there.
water never broke.
Oh, wow.
Actually, they always have to break my water for me.
But
I've never
I
had
was
that.
arguing.
And I always used to fantasize about it. Where is it going to break? What
When
will
is
I
it gonna
have
What
to
do you
do?
think?
You know,
What am I going to be
never have-
outside?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's giving the movie vibes. You know, like when you see it in the movie, it just happens.
Yeah.
Like random, like in the middle of the store.
Yeah, never
And you're
happened.
like, that's
Never
happening.
happened.
Like that. It
They
doesn't happen
always
like
have
You
to
just
break.
felt the contractions and you're
Contractions,
like, all
and I time it and I know.
Yeah,
okay,
how
it's
far you
close.
are.
right. Okay.
So they always have to break my waters.
Girl, I'm telling
Never,
you this.
never.
Contractions
experienced.
actually
Y'all are
worse than the
strong.
pushing.
Y'all
No,
are strong.
No, we are.
Me, I'm
I am.
unmarried.
Honestly,
Childless.
When,
I ain't got nothing there.
when I
It
gave
humbled me.
birth, I
Yeah.
looked at my mom in a different lens.
Yeah,
It
I can see
really, really, really
yeah.
makes you appreciate
Yeah.
your.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you don't appreciate your parents.
But like,
But
it hits
your
different
mother-
It's different.
when you go through it
It
yourself.
makes sense
have-
why
yeah.
God said mother 3 times
Mm,
before your
Yeah.
father.
before your father.
Because that's an
Simply
empathy.
because of that pain.
Yes.
Oh no, I had
And you're
really-
literally in the
having
middle.
life
You
and
have
death,
life and death.
you know?
if you are a person like you have issues with your mom,
Yeah.
even in that case, after it
After it
happens, there's a sense of empathy that washes over you every time you see her. When she's going through stuff, you want to help out more, even though
Yeah.
you know, like,
Yeah.
man, I want to punch her throat so bad. She's like irritating me. But you look at her and be like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not saying,
Yeah.
Really, I'm
Yeah.
not saying man, because like
Yeah.
You went through it. And you
You
said
went
you
through
were
it.
doing it one-on-ones. Are you well?
My mom
how
has
they do
5.
No, ko jambar la, real jambar.
5. And my mom, Marina school students will tell you, my mom was the military mom. As in,
Mhm.
can you you trust my she was so vexed.
Of it.
You know,
She said, y'all
very
ain't messing
extra
with
strict.
me. Period.
You wouldn't even come to my house to chill. No. I'd be like, friends are coming over. No.
Huh.
Hey.
Our fence, 100 meters high. You know?
Mara pala nga niya yung mga
Didn't ko halatad.
Oh
My mom was that military mom. She
My
was
mom
that
was a
helicopter mom.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, same with my mom.
And I'll never forget, we had a party at school.
Hey,
My dad always used to be the one, let her go, you know.
Same.
Funnily enough, my mom, no. Or even if I go out, she'll be like, 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. This party at Marina, imagine a digi dance floor, yang wine, yang enjoy. You talk like music, doc up. Miss Sonko, I'll never forget.
Oh my God, Miss Sonka.
Miss Sonko, Jill Mike be. Mariama, your mother is outside waiting for you.
Just
She
the
said,
ground,
you better come out now.
Hey. The ground would have to swallow me at that point.
I'm so
That swallow me.
When I had to go back to school that
Yeah.
following Monday, the whole school was Mariama. I'll never forget it.
The students, you're not like
That
that.
was how pain my mom was. As in,
No,
like,
that's what.
But
That
then,
is hilarious.
if you think about, let's say, during that time,
Yeah.
it was difficult raising
Yeah.
kids.
Mhm.
Sagat
It
ma
was.
dong buji gen.
Yeah.
Because when I think about it now, I'm so stressed out
Mm-hmm.
about raising my kids because
Yeah.
I'm like, there's so much influence that I have no control over in terms of
Yeah.
even if you say social media,
Yeah.
they go to school, they have friends.
They
on
have
phone.
friends.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And they're going to talk about certain
They,
things.
will-
there
they
too,
will talk
yeah.
about certain things. They will
Mhm.
see certain things that you
Mhm.
have no
No
control
control,
over.
yeah.
So that hyper protectiveness
Yeah,
of
yeah,
your
yeah.
kids,
No.
I get it
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Back then, I used to be like, what?
Yeah.
No, but I'm madam.
As in,
I'm suffocating in the house. Next time, the class.
I'm sorry.
They
My
sang.
mom is like, docile to me. You see those big church dresses or those big gypsy skirts? Don't lie.
It's
so.
the way I can see the
Yeah,
image in my head.
that's-
Clear
that
as
was
day.
me and my mom.
Look at them.
It's
Look
so
at it.
real.
That
It
was
used
me
to
and my
be,
mom.
I'd rather stay home.
No.
Yeah.
You
That,
know,
that was my
yeah,
mom.
party
They
da
go to
ba
the-
am sa.
Em wa- what did you
I'd rather stay home. Buguma dem.
Yeah.
Parce que
Because to even ask
party
your
ni
fit.
fumo ne fumo starte. Mina njay fofu la mu ñew. Ne hello. Let's go.
That was my mom. That was my mom.
But now I get it. I
Yeah.
get why
Yeah.
she was so hyper
Yeah.
protective.
Yeah.
And man, I still am.
Mhm.
I was extremely naive.
Mm-hmm.
If you tell me 1 + 2 is 3, I'll be like, yes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I was that naive, I guess.
Mhm.
I still am to a certain
Yeah.
extent.
Yeah.
But I guess she saw that before
Mm,
I
did.
saw that within
Yeah.
myself.
Mhm.
So I guess that's why she was so
She
She was
hyper
extra
protective.
protective.
Because I
Yeah.
couldn't understand why she wasn't that protective of my baby sister, Jare.
Jara,
If you know Jare,
Yeah.
fast. Ni chaku, you know. The fat mom bottom the fat tanga. I was more chilled, laid back, shy. Ja mom, the fat gog, you know.
Because I'm a slave.
you know,
Hey,
so she
I'm
wasn't
sugar.
too worried about Ja.
Yeah.
I used to always wonder
Mhm.
why me?
Mhm.
Go to Ja. She's younger than me.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
you
Wow.
Why you?
But I
Mother
guess
come
she
in, mama.
saw it.
Yeah,
She saw
she saw
this one is a
something.
bit too naive. She's
Yeah.
a bit too soft.
Yeah.
I have to be that protective
Yeah,
something around that.
yeah.
No, that makes me laugh, 'cause my
I can
mom
appreciate
We'll
that
look at you and be
now.
like,
Yeah.
"Danga
About
toy."
my
No
mom.
more than one
Yeah.
That's why you're not saying, "Danga toy."
Dega,
That's
dega.
why
Yeah.
you shouldn't go.
Yeah,
Danga toy.
basically.
Because you're
Yeah,
danga neha yobu. Danga neha yobu wale. No, no. Mas mabi dina maniha so mimi danga neha yobu wale. Mimi kari kislo. An example is the iced tea. See how they yobu me? I was gone. They neha
We
yobu
were
wale.
influenced.
We were influenced.
We're
Because
influenced.
We
You
go.
will be that child. I have ice cream in the car. You'll be like, let's go.
Oh, ice cream?
Yeah.
Vanilla, I'm coming.
It's so sad though. I actually have trauma linked to that because that has actually happened.
Oh, no.
That has actually happened. Like
Oh,
where
God.
we like, and that was not just me. It was like a con of
Oh.
us little girls and the kids. And this one, we just had this one predator in the canyon, and
Oh,
like that's how
my
he used to
God.
get us to go to his house. And we all was just there like, there's ice cream and biscuits. The day he wanted to talk to me, man, I went to everybody in the canyon. I called all the kids in the canyon. I called them. I said, we're having a group meeting. So why are we going to people's house to call the kids? I said, there's a meeting. We're no longer going to that man's house. Why? Because he's a creep. He tried to be creepy. And my mom said, if somebody's trying to be creepy like that, you scream. I wanted to scream,
Yeah.
but I caught him. And he looked scared of me because my mouth, since I was a kid, my mouth I would use. Because I told him, I'm like, you see this coin? I've been raised here.
Yeah.
This all my life. I have used from junction to junction, and everybody in this coin knows my voice when they hear it. If anything happens to me, my mom is not well. My mom's a psycho, you know her. She will kill you first, and the police will not do anything to her. He looked me dead in the eyes and said, I'm like, you can go.
Exactly.
I called all the girls in the coin, and I told everybody from one junction, 3 junctions down. I go to everybody's house.
Period.
I called all the girls. I said, he's a creep. We're not going there. My mom says men like that are weird. You should not go there.
That's true.
That's the last time he saw people. But the funny part is, to this day, I remember it because he has 3 daughters.
What?
Yeah.
That's karma, I guess.
And he has 3 daughters.
Crazy.
I said, in this
And
life,
you're the one who got away. I
Yes.
hate to think
Yes.
bro,
About
it
the-
went beyond.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
See, the way my psychosis is set up, I would have been a murderer at a young age. I knew that because my little brother was
You were
around.
like,
My little
yeah.
brother wasn't too far. So I know how my mom set us up in a way. It's like, I'm her only daughter. So that helicopter mom, she didn't have time to let somebody else have it. She had brat, strict chance. And the brat was the chat. Me, on the other hand, they said, you are the only daughter. So you will have all the protection, all the talk, everything. If I scream somebody did something, my mom is like, what do you mean she did that? I know my daughter. So she gonna be there to defend me. I'm like, okay, if I did do it, though, I'm like, I did it though. I did it. It was me. I was out here being idol. So that's why my mom like, so your mom will ruin your parties. My mom ruins my idols. Kind of thing so for the kind of them kid who can have nine. Man, I don't know. I feel like I should have surpassed the coin. So me and my friend after school on a Friday decided we're going to be idol babes. Why you say so when you know? Everybody that went home, but he asked me that. And that's why I'm looking at it now. I'm like, I have a kid. I'm like, if my child does that, am I going to say to myself at this point? Because I can't even beat you. Because I'm like,
I did the same
I
thing.
need the same thing.
But I feel as the generations move on, discipline is being shaved off.
Yeah.
I feel
It's not the same. I
I'm
feel
a
like it doesn't
parent
look
now.
the same.
It doesn't look the
It's
same.
not.
Yeah, it's very different.
Discipline should change.
Yes.
I feel like the way my parents raised me, there's a better way of doing
Doing
that.
that, yep.
And she put that in me so that I can put that into my kid.
Yeah.
So I feel now, millennials especially, this whole thing of gentle parenting,
Yeah.
this whole thing of giving your kids a voice, because keep your mouth shut.
And then it's
Yeah,
when you,
my
and then it's
disrespect.
when, after when you
Don't
grow
give
up
me
with
your
all
wax,
that
it can't be
trauma.
mad.
Yeah.
And sometimes I look at my son, he will tell you like, you upset me.
Period.
I love that.
Or he'll be like, when you said this, it upset me.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
love that.
this is, and they'll hold you
Yeah.
accountable
Yeah.
because
And they're gonna grow up to be very emotionally
there are
intelligent.
there are some days where you just snap.
Yeah.
You say something you're
Yeah.
not supposed to.
Yeah.
The older parents will just be like, they will get over it.
Yeah.
But for me now, it's been going to my kid and being like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
stressed out.
Yeah.
I was this. So
Love that.
I didn't mean to, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think it
helps.
that's that is parenting that has evolved.
Yes.
Kind of thing.
Mhm.
Because I think our parents were raised in a way where
They
their
have to
way
be that way.
or the highway.
Yeah.
They're always
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You know, even if you feel like they're
They're
wrong,
wrong.
you can't say
You
it.
can't say
You
it,
know,
exactly.
which is fine. But as a mom now, you take whatever your childhood was and spin it in a way where you're a better version of that parenting
Yeah.
that you received, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I make it very open to my kids to be like to express their
Themselves,
feelings,
yeah.
kind of thing. And if they feel that I did a certain thing, it's a safe space to be like, this is how you make me feel.
Yeah.
And as a parent, I can work on that.
Parents are hearing that and understand that's called gentle parenting. That
Not
is not my
permissive.
parenting.
It's not all the time that.
It's
not all the time.
Because let me say something. Halle, they will test you.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
These kids will test
Oh,
you.
yes.
Yeah.
But what I think it
Oh,
creates is, and I've had to have this conversation with my brother because he was raised in a way that was more stricter.
Yeah.
So I had to tell him, like, when his daughter was like free spirited, tell him, Daddy, don't yell at me. He will call me and be like, if I go to jail, it's the reason because of your niece. I said, my niece did nothing.
Yeah.
What you're raising is an independent young woman that can tell you how she feels
Yeah.
and holds herself to such a degree that
Yeah.
she doesn't need anybody to tell her worth.
Yeah,
What she's telling you is that you are disrespecting her and she doesn't want to be disrespected.
Exactly.
And if you acknowledge that, ask the male figure in her life and say, okay, I'm sorry that I yelled at you, but we are in a rush and I need you to do this. Because she'll understand and conversate with you so much differently. Because how they doing?
No.
Kids are not stupid. Kids are actually so smart.
And they're sponges. They take
You know what I'm saying?
everything.
Especially now, a 2-year-old knows what the back in the day 5-year-old
Yeah.
knows, kind of thing. In terms
Like they're
of
taking in so
if
many
I
things.
Say, as in,
Yes.
I look at
When
my
I like
kids
that.
and- No, I believe it.
Yeah. No, when I like, man,
I believe
hey,
it, I
see,
believe it.
she can tell me keep the change and make investments in my life. Honestly, I look at that girl and she got the most innocent face, and I'm looking at her like, they named you after me, and if I know one thing about myself, you can sell me. You can sell everybody. If they many come out, what should you say? That's what you say. If I know pretend and did it, like it's a story. Ha! It's gone, and I look at her like, this is why everybody thinks you're quiet, but me, I know you. You like good seller.
I think that
It's
people
okay.
confuse gentle parenting and permissive parenting. People
Yes.
think that gentle parenting means that you're just gonna
You
let them
just-
do everything.
anything.
No.
And
Yeah.
no, it's just you're not beating them. Like yes, there's still consequences to their
Violence is
actions.
not the
It's
answer.
It's not the answer. Like there's still gonna be consequences to what they do,
Yeah.
but it's like you're not just letting them
We feel willy-nilly.
willingly like
Wow.
nah.
Before the form of discipline is
Mhm.
just hitting,
Hitting your kids.
punishing.
Bro.
Post
For me, I
pipe,
have to consciously be like, hitting them is not the
not the way to
automatic
Yeah,
response.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I physically have to catch myself.
Catch
and
it
be like,
fast. Yeah, yeah.
I understand.
Yeah,
But when you
yeah,
yell,
You know,
and take the deep
yeah,
breaths.
yeah.
like,
I literally have to be like,
I'm
okay,
so-
just call them here.
yeah.
You know, this is what you did.
Mhm.
This is the consequence.
Consequence, yeah.
And this is why you shouldn't do it again.
Yeah.
You still have to sit in that naughty
But that
corner.
says you,
know what I
that
mean?
teaches them responsibility.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
they should know that every action is
Yeah.
an opposite and
Yes.
equal reaction.
Same.
Yep.
And you
Yep.
should understand that. And I think a lot of parents don't take the time to teach their kids that because soon mage
Mhm.
nobody doing kodef because I'm saying somebody say X, Y I help.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, and I think that is actually really good. And I'm glad that you do that for your kids.
You know,
Because
it's-
I bro,
It's
sometimes
not just me.
Mhm.
Because I have boys.
Mhm.
Yeah.
My husband is very I would say he's the
hands on.
yes.
Mm.
Because he spends more time with them than I do.
Mm.
Because for the most part he works from home.
He works from home.
He's
Okay,
a laptop,
mashallah.
which makes his work schedule more flexible.
Most flexible, yeah, that's true.
So he spends more time disciplining them than
Mhm.
I'm the boy mom. So when I come in, it's all
Like,
this is what daddy does. So I'm like, you know,
So
I-
they're snitching on him.
basically kind of thing. But he really instills in them that your word is your word.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? At
Mhm.
that young age,
Yeah.
if I tell you this is wrong and you tell me, Daddy, I'm not going to do it,
Mhm.
and I turn around and you do it, that means I, as a parent, cannot trust you
Trust you, yeah.
as my child.
Mhm.
And if you do that to someone else,
Mhm.
they'll be like, we cannot take your
Cannot take
word.
it.
for
Yeah,
it. I'm
yeah,
your
that's
parent.
true.
I can forgive you.
Yeah.
But if you go out
out,
there,
yeah.
you say one thing, you
Yeah.
do something else.
Yeah.
People are going to know you for that.
That,
that,
And
yeah.
as a man, you
That should
cannot
not
have
be-
that.
Yeah.
So he really instills that
Oh,
level
mashallah.
of discipline
I
in
love
them
that.
in terms of your word is your word
Yeah.
and your actions have consequences, especially after he has explained it to you.
Mhm.
Oh,
Because my husband consciously doesn't hit them
Mhm. Love that.
and he tells them not to take advantage of that.
Mm.
The fact that he doesn't.
Mhm.
Wow.
So he will, when they really, really push him, he will come to me and like, "Dina dur sa dor." Smalan duri. You know what I mean? This is him.
Yeah.
Because he
Yeah.
consciously makes a decision
Yeah.
to be like,
I'm not that's not how
violent
I-
is not the
Mhm.
hitting them
Yeah.
is not the automatic response
Yeah.
to disciplining.
To
them.
discipline,
Oh,
that's
So
true.
he doesn't really.
There's so
he
many ways
doesn't-
to do
but
it.
every time he'd be like,
It's like, oh, you guys are
Sadom.
lucky. Ooh.
like
No.
like
It's so funny.
Sadom, not
They
him.
only sadom me when they do something wrong. They only sadom me.
No,
Because
they
you
don't.
do, when they get to you and you're like, sadom me, yeah, they at it again. The fact that you're me, yeah, they do. You know, so it's
I'm
how-
always like,
Yeah.
Bala. You know, so
Mm.
even if he's punishing them in the naughty corner or the other one loves for football, so he
Oh.
will miss for football practice.
That's how you get them.
So that's how he gets
Mhm.
him, like, because you've done this and you know it's wrong, you take away their
The thing they love,
privileges.
Yep.
the
You know
stuff
what
they
I
love
mean?
the most.
So
Yeah.
you wouldn't go to football.
Yeah.
Or
That's-
your
I know
coach
very well.
couldn't come.
They
to
sound
this
project
week.
my pen.
You will take away the tablet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'll be the one be like, and he's like, no, you know, they're boys, you know. So
You know, discipline, you know, like, you know, you go down,
but
right?
most of the time. But I get where he's coming from.
Yeah.
And in this society, in this day and age,
Mhm.
I feel discipline is extremely important
Mhm.
if you want your child to make it.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter what they want
What
to do
they
in
want
life.
to
Yes.
do, yeah.
If they don't have discipline,
Mhm.
Do them.
Yeah.
Nope.
they wouldn't even make it out of primary school
Facts.
or high school if they
Facts.
don't have
Facts.
discipline.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
Bro. You see the kids lately out in these streets.
Yeah.
No, it's tough.
Because
It's
you just gotta
actually
you
hard.
just try what you can.
I
do.
like they
so-
cannot take authority
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
to
I
be
have
like
so
this is
much
my
fear.
teacher. I should do what
Do
they
what they
say.
say?
They be out here trying to fight their teachers.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy.
No, but oof, girl, I don't even know. Like, my brain is like, I just got one, bro, just one. What am I gonna do with this one? I'm like, and my husband's just like,
I think
I got it. Don't worry about it.
moving from 1 to 2
Mhm.
is harder than moving from 2 to 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they may be yeah, and you tell me it's just like,
It's
It's an
actually
extra one.
yeah, it really is. It
It's
gives
actually-
the. That's how my mom talks
Really?
about it. She said,
1 to 2 is much harder.
"Minimum,
After
minimum,
that,
one
it's
homework
easy.
on, better be getting long." So I was like, "Yeah, something new." The third one, I was like, "Yeah, another one. It's okay. I hadn't done this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just add them to the roster."
It really is that way. So that's why he's 8 months, but couple of months.
Oh no, girl,
into
he's
Canada.
6. He's
Oh,
6.
He's
Naka,
6 or
he's
7.
6 months, so
Yeah.
No, me. I'm like, that's why I'm like, I need to work out because I know he gonna run me.
Yeah.
He gonna run.
He
Like
already
in my
kind of heavy.
mind, I have this image of 2 tall men, and I'm me just imagining the family. Because my husband is like 6'3", and he's
Yeah, he's
like
tall.
he's already taller than his like percentiles. I'm
Yeah.
just like,
yeah,
so
he's
man,
going
I'm
to
a
be a
security
big
dal.
boy.
Lolo ngeen mabuga def
Yeah.
na security. And it's so funny because I used to tease my mom about the same thing. I said, "You're the shortest person in this entire house. We have all
True.
one taller than you."
Now you
And
be
my
the
mom is like,
shortest in your house.
"This is
Yeah.
how she does me. Kan nga man on toing,
But-
gimana naman gata? Yo yan ka nama baligi de. Nama." That's what Papati. That's one thing about my mom. She's
But I
ready.
can say like
But I love it.
if I want to, because I think me not doing uni in Gambia,
Mhm.
I just want to
No, girl, go ahead.
go off.
Girl.
We
'Cause
all
I'm
did
like-
do uni in Gambia.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got us.
No,
Maybe
I'm
I-
like because I did that,
Mhm.
it made me see a side of customer service
Mm.
and a side of sweets that I wanted to bring.
Well, where did you do uni at?
Kent.
In
UK.
Kent? Oh, so
UK,
UK. Okay.
So-
we did in America.
So I had a
But I feel-
terrible
No,
sweet.
because muna na daw British.
Terrible. That's why I started baking. Because when I came home, there was no nice sweets here. I was like,
Ah.
we had LP.
We did.
Yeah.
And then LP
you
lost
taste
quality.
it, and it's like,
Mm.
no.
You said I can do some
You
better.
said it, and then my brain instantly went to the time. Man, every at home me big.
So I wanted to
Yeah.
get like because I know you guys are foodies.
Oh yes, yeah.
So what's it like an experience you have abroad that you feel like okay we don't have here or that we can improve on here? Kind of thing?
Tacos.
Mexican restaurants for sure.
Bro,
That's what we were
We have
talking
a
about.
shrimp taco. So
I have
Oh
been
yeah, we
here.
saw.
I think almost in the first 3 episodes, I complained about. I said, "Can a Gambian man or a Gambian woman bring me a Mexican man or a Mexican woman that has a grandmother that is alive, who has the whole gas thing here? You know she be cooking it up.
Yeah.
Bring
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
Tell her I
Yeah.
will help her open a
Yeah.
restaurant in Gambia.
Yeah.
If she needs me to outsource, I will be the gardener. I will be the gardener. I will garden for
Because
her.
I
Happy
always like
Pass.
to pick people's brains in terms of
Yeah, it was the
And the
Mexican
thing
Thai
is,
restaurant for
at,
me,
at
honestly.
the cafe, we every Tuesday we have Mexican on our lunch menu. So we
said every
do
Tuesday?
every Tuesday. So we
What's
have
today,
like
Friday?
Chipotle bowls.
Right.
Just they sorry to
We have Chipotle bowls and fish tacos and you know
Bro.
something quesadillas, something Mexican
Can
every
you-
Tuesday. So and for me, when I went to America and I tried the Mexican food there,
Girl.
I had a shrimp taco.
Man.
That's why it had to be on our menu.
Yeah, no.
Because
Mexican
I was
food
like,
is
this
like
is
that.
some of the
It's crap.
best food I've ever had.
Mexican food.
I
The
love
yeah,
I
it
bought
so
so
much.
much of it.
when I dipped it and that cheese followed, and I bit it and that
And
cheese
can
followed
I
me.
tell you,
Mm.
I used to make my sister drive to go get me these birria tacos.
Oh.
And I've
I'm
tried
with
to
you.
make it
I
here.
understand.
But because we don't have the peppers, you know, the chipotle, the
Mhm,
guajillos,
mhm,
and
mhm.
things like that.
Checked the Asian store. I thought the Asian store would have it, but that's not the one they have.
Believe me, I've checked.
Oh.
I've wanted to make birria tacos since I came home.
Me too.
And I can't.
I really
can't.
One thing I regret these days is the fact that I didn't send you to the
For me,
culture market
I tell my
there.
sister all the
because
time
it's so affordable. It's like $2.99
when
for a
she's
pack of
coming to
peppers.
bring me the peppers because they're
Mhm.
dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you know my sister, fate. Te mumoy anti last minute. She will pack few hours before
Before.
she's supposed to go.
People are
So she's
Brave
always
for that.
a hot mess
Yeah.
when she's
so she's already like discombobulated.
Yeah,
It's
so, you
it's
know,
the least
I
of my
feel-
concerns.
It basically is
Yeah.
because I've told herself sometimes I'll be here and I'm
Mhm.
craving it and I'll tell her, Jare, please.
At this
Yeah.
point,
So you know
JPA.
what? Indilma.
Please.
Peppers, you know what I
No,
mean?
honestly, at this point, it's
Because-
JPA. You really
Because
just
I
might
would
as well.
love to make a video attack with
The day you do and I'm in the town, call me. I will help you cook it. I know how
I
to
can
cook
be the
the
taste
shawarma.
tester. I'm
Ah,
not a cook,
the
but I
quick
can
pressure
taste
cooker?
Where are
it.
you living in
North
America?
Carolina.
I was in Michigan first and then I moved to Orlando.
Okay.
Yes, and we have the Haitians. I got Haitian food too.
Never
I
had
really tried
Haitian.
Haitian food.
Oh, it's basically kind of like
I know
Jamaican
it's
food.
like Caribbean.
Yeah,
Caribbean.
it's kind of
They
like
have
Jamaican
salad.
food.
like that.
What's the pickles and things like that?
There's this thing that they
Rice
do
and
that looks
beans?
like bahar that they mix with rice. Is the best way I can explain it. But it's like it's tamarind. It's
Okay,
tamarind. Like they
yeah,
mix it with it comes out with the
Yeah,
rice, and it
yeah.
makes the rice like darker. Oh, I think it's tamarind. But I was asking my friend because she's Haitian, so her mom will throw. I go to every family birthday, every family anniversary. There's 4 of them in that family. I go everybody's birthday. The mommy, the daddy, and
Everybody.
I mean, and they make these spicy wings that I don't know what they put in there.
Yeah.
But it's not like any wings I've ever had. And it's like
Oh.
charred. So it gives you like a jerk chicken vibe.
Yeah.
But it's not jerk chicken
Okay.
I
flavor.
know Haitian food is very close to Caribbean.
Caribbean. No,
Yeah.
it's closer to Jamaican food.
And already
Yeah.
the Caribbean,
Hey.
the same way West Africans are like, who's jollof rice?
Right.
is better. It's the same way.
All
in
facts.
the
All
Caribbean.
facts. All facts.
They
Who
rice
has
and
the best
beans,
rice
no.
and beans,
Yeah.
you know.
Best jerk chicken, best curry.
Uh-huh.
No. I've actually been fat in America now that I think about it.
No, they got
No,
all the
not
options
food
there.
in America.
Dubai.
Forget about it.
Like they got
Subway.
Italian, Japanese
Subway,
food,
look
all
at
of that.
Chipotle, a
Man,
Chick-fil-A,
Funnily enough,
Zaxby's.
fast food to Madame Sona. I think the only fast food that I would go out of my way to have
Mm.
would be, let's say, a Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, yeah,
Chick-fil-A,
Chick-fil-A,
Everybody's
yeah.
out their way.
Mhm.
No.
You'd go to like the actual
I would
restaurants
go
and
to
stuff
it.
like
I
that.
wanted because they have so many different
Yeah.
cuisines.
Yeah.
And I want to try
And it had like a lot of fusions and all
Yeah.
these
place
different
So
in
things.
Orlando.
one fast food.
That's called Prime. To this day, I get a newsletter from them. I don't even know why I'm getting it, but I still get it. Say Legaby. It's like high dining,
Mhm.
high class dining, but the experience, the food. Even the mocktails will come in smoke. And I'm there like,
that.
oh,
You
I
know,
enjoy life.
When I was opening this place, I did my research on dry ice. That's the whole smoking.
Yes,
thing.
yes, yes.
And when I realized that you can lose your fingers if you don't,
Yes.
if you don't handle the dry
You
ice
know
that.
properly.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not insured
It's-
that
come on.
well.
It's above.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
yeah.
Sokolale, it literally
Yeah,
auto freezes everything.
Yeah.
So if it's not handled
Okay.
properly, you
Yeah.
can lose a finger or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need
So
that.
I was like, you know what? It's okay.
Before
I would
take
just
that's
do
serious.
ice
before they
tea.
before they
It's not
take you
that
to
serious. It's
before
not
they
that
take you
serious.
to court and
It's
be like,
really not
yeah,
that
I lost my finger.
Yeah, be like, why? Because I was experimenting. That would be something that would happen to me though.
Facts.
That is something
I'm
that
a
would
klutz, so my
Yeah.
finger would definitely.
because I would have been gone. I cut my hand every time I cook, and it's not even because I don't know how to. It just happens all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you targeting me?
So how often do you guys eat out?
That's the thing with me when I was in America, I'm not gonna lie. What the last few years that I was there, I was living by myself. So the initial move, DoorDash, I DoorDash until I went once
Everything.
You know what I'm
cheese.
saying?
PF Chang's,
Insta chat,
McDonald's,
Express.
Burger King, or Wendy, every
America
Red
makes it
Robin.
easy to
Panda
spend.
Express.
Panda Express. The thing is, it's because everything is convenient. That's what I miss the most about America.
Yes.
It's just the convenience.
They make it easy to spend money.
You don't have to talk to
Yeah.
nobody. Like even if you don't want to do delivery and you just want to do the pick up,
Yeah,
you just come.
yeah.
Your name is there.
That's
Hey,
it.
this is me. This is my
Oh,
number,
No,
my code.
that's a
it.
capitalist society.
That's like no.
They
I-
make it easy.
They make
for
it
you to
easy.
spend money.
Yeah.
Even
and I'm happy to
Amazon,
spend the money.
you
Yes.
order it now, an hour later it's
Yes.
on your doorstep.
Overnight,
You don't
it's
even
like
have
already
to go
here.
in the supermarket to shop.
What about
Instacart.
Instacart. Oh my god.
That-
But it came in handy, especially when I was doing like grad school and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I would be doing, and I was like, I don't have time currently
To be doing this.
to be going to do shopping. I'll just sit down.
But also the pandemic also
The
opened
pandemic
up
opened it up.
That
Yeah,
made
that's
so
true.
new business avenues
That's true.
in
That's
terms
true.
of making a lot of our
Yeah.
day-to-day experience.
Yes,
Like last Saturday, I did not look at. I didn't take the pandemic the way I should have taken the pandemic. That's how I felt.
Right. No,
Because I
that's
feel
I
like
was
I
I was
could have made
I was
money.
Instacarting like
I was there
crazy.
relaxing.
I wish they had something like that here though.
Yeah.
Instacart.
Instacart
But when Instacart rewarding,
They do
I Instacart the
Instacarts.
old-fashioned way. I call my
There's a
driver.
female version.
Okay.
Really?
Naka, nopal jeg.
Okay.
What not getting me?
Something jeg.
Okay.
You text them your shopping list.
And then they
Nyola ndugal mase. Nduga jeg. Something like that.
Okay.
I'm
I didn't look into
sorry.
that.
If someone is watching and they know.
They know.
let-
Please let us know.
Send
Put
it
it
to
in the
me.
Put it in the
comments. But
comments,
it's something
please.
like nopal jeg or duga jeg.
Mhm.
Something like that. And then you text them
Mm-hmm.
And then they bring
your
it.
shopping list. Nyola ndugal mase.
Is it like
kind of thing. Yeah.
I love that.
But-
It's a more localized version.
No, but that's
but it's
not
still
Or anything.
But that's for the area the way
But
it's
the
it's
convenience,
The convenience.
and the way the lifestyle is.
yeah.
It's
Because
convenient. for us.
not you forget when you live in urban Gambia that there are people who have to go to the market every single day.
day. That's true.
They
They
will
work
talk
around
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true.
kind of thing. So because refrigeration is not accessible,
It's not.
to
Yeah, that's
everyone.
true.
Some
So you gotta
even-
do it
some
every
even if
day.
they have a fridge, they
Mhm.
can't afford to.
Now, consistent
you know,
electricity.
Yeah,
yeah.
consistent electricity. That's
So
true.
it's
What did I
like-
say?
There's a lot of untapped.
That's
markets.
true.
Yeah, especially in the food
Mhm.
industry.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's why every time I sit with people,
Mhm.
especially I try to pick their brain about the food industry.
Oh, for me,
But
I'm
actually
a
had
lazy
question
person.
about that as well
Mhm.
because I know I've worked with restaurants before,
Mhm.
even though it's just for a while. Because like you, God surprised me with a baby and said, "Get out of here." So I was like, Lord, I just got. It's like leave.
Mhm.
So, but from what I saw, I think the thing that I wanted to like just pick your brain on was how Gambia's market is not stable.
Mm-mm.
So I know if you go for this buy plantain for $50 today, tomorrow is 75.
Story of my life.
So I'm like, I know, I'm not even asking if that's a challenge. I already know that's a challenge.
Yeah.
But how does that affect the quality of the work that you would want to give? Like, let's say if you could have given like 110,
Mm-hmm.
does that cut it down to like an 80 because you have to
in
deal
terms
with
of the
the-
quality
Yeah.
of the stuff
yeah,
we're putting
bring-
out,
yeah.
it doesn't. It just means I have to take a cut on my profits.
Mm.
That's how I
Yeah.
operate.
Okay.
But I don't know how someone else does
Mhm.
it.
Another.
No, you're
But
passionate about your
for
food.
me-
She passionate about her food.
For me, the standard or the quality of my food
Mm-hmm.
has never changed.
Yeah,
If you tried Sweetbox 5 years ago,
it's the same
still-
sweet box.
Period.
nothing has changed. The
Yeah.
recipes, the quantities,
Everything is
because
the
we
same.
measure everything. Nothing
Yeah.
has changed.
Love
It's just ne ada mayoka suma price bituti, and before I can go 2-3 years do mayoka suma price.
Mm.
Mashallah.
But recently,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you have to.
I don't have a choice.
You don't
Yeah.
have a choice.
I know, girl.
If I want to stay
understand.
in business,
Yeah.
Yes.
and when customers complain, I'm like, we all live in the same country.
You can see.
So
like,
I'm
yourself.
sure
Don't be delusional about it.
Yeah, yeah.
you see the
have to
prices
see-
going up. It
Exactly.
doesn't make sense
Exactly.
for me to keep it this. And I have salaries, not just making food. I have salaries
Salaries
to
to
pay.
Pay. Yeah,
Every
shop to
month-
pay. Everything gotta come
Everything.
Every
out.
month it
Hey.
gets harder to pay someone's salary because
Mm-hmm.
it's like, because they can be mungimeti.
Mhm.
I sell a luxury product.
Yeah.
Basically.
You don't, if you don't eat cake, you will not die.
Die. Yeah.
As in-
You know what I mean?
as in-
You can go without it. So
Mhm.
it's more of a luxury thing.
Then, yeah.
So it's like you're in that constant state of suma standard so drop it.
Mhm.
People are just going to
Find
find
somewhere
that
else. Yes,
cheaper.
The cheaper.
But you know,
Mm-hmm.
fine, Sweetbox dafa seer, why ham nane, suma ko
DJ.
jëlee,
consistent with
I
flavor
taste-
is the same thing.
there's a reason why it's expensive. It's
Yeah.
because duma they change standard.
Period.
No matter what it is,
Mhm.
standard we do they
It's
change.
always gonna be
So
high.
to
Yeah.
keep up with that, every day I'm like, I have to hold myself
Mm-hmm.
from raising my prices.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now we
Because every
understand.
day I go food shopping. Every day,
Yeah,
the
it's
price of
different.
something goes up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then, but I was fighting with my egg suppliers
Oh,
because
no.
the price of eggs has gone up again.
No, because eggs was
And I'm
275,
like-
now it's 375.
And I'm like, or dangato can I say, I use a specific kind of butter, or
Mhm.
I use a percentage of fat. Fat is what makes butter taste good.
Good, yeah.
So the higher the percentage, the
Yeah,
tastier
the
the
better.
butter.
Yeah.
So I have a
The
minimum
way my fat
percentage.
self is like,
Yeah.
So I have a minimum percentage
Yeah.
that I
So if
use.
that butter not
Yeah.
there,
If the butter doesn't have it, I don't use
You
it.
do. Okay.
No.
There was a time, I'm
Yeah.
sure people will remember this.
Uh-huh.
A few months ago,
Yeah.
butter amuton sideka.
wow. It's little, only my mom asked about it and knew about it because I was like, I ain't big, I ain't in the kitchen.
The
It's true.
Lurpak suppliers, I have amazing relationship
Mashallah.
with them.
Yeah.
So they literally called me and were like, we only have 50 boxes left or 60 boxes left. Should we keep it for you? And I'm like,
Period.
hell yes.
Love
Yeah.
it. Love
So
it.
one, we were the reason why there was no butter. There was no law pack in the country, number
Yeah.
one.
Wow.
And number two, man leg is not supply boom jehe. There was nothing.
Left.
I had to pay butter.
Yeah.
No,
but
there's other butter here,
But it's not the
but it's not the
that's-
quality
yeah.
that I want.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just that's the extent I go to make sure standard will boom drop.
Boom drop.
So when customers complain sometimes about
You're just like,
I just
Like if I'm massive, everyone can enjoy it. No,
I just wanna fight them.
no, but that's why I think I was glad that we got this opportunity to talk about it because I noticed like, okay, we can complain about prices any much that we want, but quality be single maintain. I feel that the price it should be worth it.
Yeah.
Because you know yang helad me yo so they may max yo. Jen bo jenon 5 for the dimba. They 700.
Yeah.
So hamale the same way ne take ini lum jene botabe.
Yeah.
Botabe egna.
Yeah.
Because you go easy. Tami de nyo ka sen charge.
Yeah.
You want the freight is even freighting stuff now is
Freighting stuff,
expensive. It
yeah.
has increased.
yeah.
Like the containers increased
Yeah.
because now there's more this that and the
get
third.
all our packaging from China. All our custom packaging
Yeah.
from China. And sometimes when bagasi is sunfi accent, low they fake customs. It's sometimes more
More than low jene bagas.
low
Yes.
than
Crazy.
bagasi.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
No. That's
That's
actually
how-
real. That's
That's
so
how
real.
crazy it is. So it's like tenasai. So who hold it? That journey
Difficult.
Honestly.
But
No,
It makes sense.
honestly,
No,
I've thought about the same
because I'm
thing.
like, I've been doing this from home for 7 years.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
it got to a point where I knew the demand was more than the
The
supply.
supply, yeah.
That's why I opened up this
Mhm,
kind
mhm.
of thing.
I remember that time. I remember because I think we were trying to get cupcakes and we couldn't get cupcakes.
Yeah.
I remember that time.
And when you
Yeah.
close, customers act like it's the end of the world.
They drop it
Ngay
in
tëj o suma tëjee pour dem posini lu tax ngay tëj am
and I'm not I'm kidding. Who going there?
Right.
Who going to somebody can't do it. No, we expect you to actually delegate, so
Delegate.
that we can have what we
Yeah,
want.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
selfish. You see,
Yeah.
it's like
No, but
Yeah.
for me, I
Kila
think
kotek.
I'm a control freak to
Mm.
a certain
Mhm.
extent when it comes to the Sweetbox.
Yeah, yeah. It's
So
your
then I
brand.
just must
It's
be
your
like,
baby.
what
Your
are you
baby.
Jaral na dam de tëj café bi. Because I have to
No, I
travel.
understand. I ain't gonna lie.
But
I get it.
for me it's like I'm training my team.
Mhm.
I've been working at home for 7 years,
Mhm.
but I've only opened this cafe for a year. So I feel like I've had to start all over.
Start all
Yeah.
over
Because I
again,
have
yeah.
staff and
Staff,
stuff.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I feel like the more time I spend with the staff,
Mhm,
the more we go through it.
mhm,
In a few years' time, 3-4 years' time,
Mhm.
I feel like we'll get to a level where
mhm,
Ma doesn't have to be here for the
Mhm.
Sweetbox
Mhm.
to run.
To run.
Because as a business owner, I have to think about the sustainability of
Mhm,
the business as
Yeah.
well.
Mhm.
So my goal will be to train them to the point where I can extract
Extract,
myself
Yeah.
and it will still run
Still
smoothly.
run.
The same stuff. My big team mom,
Yeah.
people think I still frost their cupcakes and bake the cakes. I
It's
don't.
like no.
No,
Not
I
anymore.
girl. I actually it was like a long time ago. She
I-
definitely outsourced.
Yeah.
She's outsourced.
I haven't baked in years
Wow.
because I have a team.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I have my baker has
Mhm.
been with me for 8 years.
Mashallah.
She started off as my nanny.
Yeah. Oh wow.
So my baker they said and they said, I'm like, "Dem a ligay."
Yeah.
I want to see, I want to see.
Yeah.
Then I just saw it as an opportunity.
Yeah.
Like
To
she's
just to
interested.
teach her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I taught her how to do it, and she's been doing it ever since. I don't bake. Same thing with my dessert team.
Mhm.
They do all the frosting
Yeah.
and things like that. I
Yeah.
don't. All of the display stuff you see
Yeah,
there, I
yeah.
haven't done one thing.
Wow.
The only thing I focus on now is the cakes
Mhm.
because people know us for our
Yeah.
custom
the-
cakes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So every cake, for the most part, that goes out, let's say 98% of
Mhm,
the cakes
mhm,
that goes out, I decorate it. But the frosting and stacking and I don't do. I just
Mhm.
decorate. I don't do
The
much.
the-
no.
these are now the minion
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
He's like, I can outsource things. There are people that can do it. Thank you. I've done a good
But-
job
But
teaching
I
them.
feel
So
that because
it.
of the people I've trained,
Yeah.
I don't expect them to work at the Sweetbox forever.
Ever. Yeah. That's
So
true.
that's a skill they
Mhm.
can use elsewhere
Where-
or transfer.
But isn't that
elsewhere
also
if they
like
need.
create challenges for you in the long run? Because if they leave, you got to train a whole nother person.
As a
again.
business person, you have to be like, my staff
Mhm.
can leave
Yeah.
any day,
Mm.
kind of thing.
Like,
So
you know, like
But that's why I go.
No,
No, that's what I do.
Yeah.
There's
That's the
a
thing, because I'm like, somebody gonna leave. I know the next person
there's
can
a
take up.
segregation of duties. For the
Okay.
most part, my staff are very multi-skilled.
Okay, good.
One person in one team can do someone else's
That's
job.
that's
kind
good.
of.
No, that's actually how I think most
So,
companies should work.
Should work,
Because
yeah. You just never
the
know.
thing about Gambia, like soko baye hell when it comes to most restaurants,
Mhm.
they muna changeante.
Yes,
Comme
true.
te kula ligayal te, elek
Yeah.
muna baye dem ligayal yo.
Yeah,
Ko
you
hamne is your
hear
competition.
horror
Yeah.
stories about
Yes.
business
Adi.
owners who have people they've trained,
Yep.
Trained, yeah.
someone they've invested their
Yep.
time in,
And money,
and
education.
they let them
Ooh.
down
Mhm.
and go either open up their own stuff.
That's
Why man
one of
no
their
la
shops
ko de
I used to go
setene?
to.
Well,
Yeah.
Parce que buguma dara surprise.
Yeah.
So today, if someone comes to me and is like, fine, dama dem
Yeah.
maligayal kenen or maligayal fenen, it's fine with
Fine,
me.
Yeah.
But for me, it's always like, always have in the back of your mind, you should be ready to train someone else to do their job.
Okay.
Because you have no control over people.
Mhm.
But that's why I go out of my way
Mhm.
to treat my staff very well.
Well, oh no, girl, we still.
Oh, we
You
see.
know,
We
so
see. I saw the e-bitches. I saw the boat trip. I was like, damn, they don't get sent invites to some of the customers. Like, I was not going to a little boat trip. I see that. They was having a good
I see
time.
them as investment.
Yeah.
And
I
as you should.
spent years
Yeah.
training them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want to lose that skill
That's
No.
good. That's
just because
Mm-hmm.
I treat them
No,
poorly
yeah.
or I'm not paying them. They
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why for me, I'm extremely conscious of
Yeah.
if you treat them well, they will
They'll treat you
treat
well.
your business as their own.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
kind of.
true.
And I went
Don't let
out
anybody
of
have
my
a-
way
Mm-hmm.
to hire girls. I only
I
have,
saw that.
yeah, I'm more comfortable
With the
with
girls.
girls. And because I was working from home initially,
Mhm. Yeah.
I was more comfortable letting females into my house.
yeah.
So it just translated naturally to
Into
just
like your
hiring
Hiring
female
women,
girls.
yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
then Mary has all the time. Yo, mom, jiggy right now.
Lady.
Because out of 15 staff, I only
Hi.
have one male staff.
So look,
Jiggy
But
is
I'm
the
like,
vibes.
especially
For
in
real.
the hospitality industry,
Mm-hmm.
women get picked last.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially
Mhm.
hotels will want men
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
they can work longer shifts,
Yeah.
night shifts,
It's
things
like,
like
nah,
that.
nah,
Yeah.
we're not
They
doing
don't
that
want to
over
pay
here.
maternity.
No,
Or, you know what
they
I
don't want to
mean?
do none of that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Soko Settler, if you
Yeah.
go out,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know,
most,
put it by
most
hand.
of your waiters are men.
I know.
Yep.
They're not them.
Oh no, don't worry. Man,
Rude.
never bias. Hi.
Rude man.
Hi. No, no, Gabriela. Never take agency. Don't worry. It's gonna
Clients,
happen.
whatever. Kind of
It's
thing.
gonna happen.
But yeah. So
Excuse me.
naturally, I'm a girl's girl. So it doesn't
Clock
matter
it.
what it is. I'm
That's what I'm
always
saying.
going to be on
The girls
The
side.
the
girls'
girl's
yeah,
side.
yeah,
So man, so mabuge wahlo rek.
Woman are really gonna be
Gender
jiggy.
rules, what I
Mm-hmm. So like, I'm ready.
Like,
I'm
I'm ready.
Me that was beefing online yesterday. Somebody for yesterday. Let me leave myself out of this one because I was beefing hard. Somebody called it petty farming, and it's the petty farming. He said, "Women petty farming," and I'm still upset when I think.
Nah,
about it.
some of them don't even know what they're
Man,
saying.
I'm at an age where I don't know the hip terms. Or,
Oh no, girl.
Oh,
The petty
girl.
farming was saying that women could not. He said, and I quote: "Women don't support the whole households themselves. The men are helping." I said, "In which country? In this small Gambia that we live in? This Gambia? I'm living in. It cannot be men. Not gonna because me, the Gambia I'm living in, the Gambia I'm seeing every day. The Gambia women that I talk to,
Yeah.
those women have been raising their kids
Yeah.
themselves
Yeah.
for the past 20
And they're the
years. They bought
breadwinners.
the house themselves. They pay
Yeah.
for that kid's school.
Yeah.
What do you mean petty farming? That
Yeah.
petty farming is the reason why your wife has food today to cook
No,
for you.
sometimes
real.
jigen yeah they face a purguri
Yeah.
I'm second level.
Manela.
Gosh,
No,
okay.
FV. But that one
So-
is generosity that I will never have in this
Yeah,
life.
I'm not that kind.
Over my dead body.
I'm not that kind.
Actually, no, over my dead body. That's definitely over my dead body. Like, I have to be dead. And even then, I have, what, let me tell you something. See me, I told that man, if I die, you can't marry another African. That's one rule.
Where
That's one rule. Second, if you're going to marry a white woman, it has to be a different caliber white woman. It can't be a Russian white woman. It can't be one of this, just
Look
about
at you already like,
It has to be specific white woman. You know?
yeah.
It has to be a specific white woman.
Yeah.
White woman that likes black people so much that she wants to wish she was black. Type of white woman. So it cannot be a Gambian woman. You can never go back to Gambia. Because I was the only Gambian woman you ever married. So he's like, what if I never want to get married? I said, even better. We will meet in the grave. I'll pick you up when you die. It'll be like that one movie. I will pick you up when you gone. Forget them kids. They're grown now. He's just like, why are you planning your own death to me? I said, because we don't know who will go first.
Exactly.
I'm just like,
you never know.
I'm like, if I'm older, let's see, I'm in my 50s and you want to scoot out of this earth, we going to have a problem. I'm like, you can't leave me here by myself.
But I'm so curious though, how are you able to like balance everything? I would say before you like I guess opened your shop, but like doing it at home, like having kids, getting married. Okay.
I can't imagine
It
it
wasn't.
was.
And for me, it's not like I was juggling it perfectly.
Perfectly, yeah,
the
yeah.
whole time.
Mm-hmm,
Certain roles suffered because of me prioritizing
yeah.
the business kind of thing. But like I said, my husband was extremely supportive and understanding.
Yeah.
To be honest.
We love that.
Look dara.
Love it.
You know, dama joge ligay nyo, I'm tired. I don't feel like
Doing
cooking
anything,
or we'll order in or it's like it's fine. We'll just you know what I mean? Or I'm tired. He
women do not
have the
settle.
kids so that I can.
Just an example,
kind of,
right?
I'm telling you, do not settle.
Do not settle.
Do you hear
You need a support. You don't need your husband can't be your op.
Bro, don't be a Justin Bieber. That's all I'm saying. Don't be a Justin
There's
Bieber.
certain husbands out there.
Don't be a Justin
Just look at
Bieber.
you, be like, well, where's my dinner?
Wow. Yeah. Mashallah.
So for me, the balancing wasn't easy, but
you had support.
I had the support.
That's good.
You know, I had the support where I could prioritize the business or grow the business. And then as a mom, of course, I feel guilty.
Yeah.
You know,
I was going to ask you about how did you deal with the mom
always
guilt that comes with that? Yeah.
I'm always working. And because my husband had to step in for the most part, my kids would be like, oh, mom, you can't come, or mom, you can't make it, or mom, you're always working. You know what I mean?
It's like, I'm doing
So
it
it's like,
Oh my God.
it got to a point where even my husband had to sit me down and be like, you're doing too much.
Yeah, doing too much.
You know, so when that happens,
Yeah.
I know to, rein back and be like, it's not every single order I have to chase.
Yeah.
It's not every single, you know what I mean? It's not every single cake I have to Exactly.
Yeah.
So I had to get to a point where I'm like, if I do it properly, my family life doesn't have to suffer kind of thing. So I feel like I've been through the worst part yet, you know, before opening this. I went crazy before opening this place. Literally, Dama Ububi Cafe, the very next day, I broke out in stress attacks. From
Oh my God.
And I went to the doctor. They were like, "There's nothing wrong with you. We checked everything, blood test, everything. Everything seemed fine."
Fine, yeah.
And he's like, "Are you under stress?" I'm like, "I'm under a lot of stress.
A lot of stress.
I just opened my cafe yesterday."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, this is your body having a physical reaction
reaction.
to having too much stress,
Burnout.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The whole burnout phase." So I think since then, me pushing so hard to open this place, because it was just my dream to move from the home and open some, you know what I mean?
No, it was. If you look at the place, you put a lot of intention.
Yeah.
Because I decorated the whole place by myself.
I heard about it. I was like, I love that for you.
Yeah.
No, you did a good job.
You did.
You really did. I was
cute.
like,
So cute.
because I worked so hard to get here, it's like I'm allowed to relax.
No, you deserve it.
You know,
You deserve it.
And my husband tells me this all the time. He's like, you have the choice to stay home.
Choice,
I'm
not
not
choice.
Because I always make it seem like I don't have a choice. I have to go to work.
Dramatics.
Like you wake up in the middle of the street.
No, but
He's like, Ma, you actually have the choice, but not to go.
But do you think that's related to how, because like you said, millennials were raised in a specific way that made them always have to be go-getters? Do you think that has to do with that? Like, feeling like, okay, if I sit down, because I noticed that even within our group, like, of friends, and like the women, I'm like, y'all don't know how to sit down, do you? Like, y'all just
Even when I'm
need to go. Like, my best friend will text me, I need a hobby. I said, bro, you just had a baby. That baby is the hobby.
Is a hobby?
You have two of them. Why are you looking for a hobby? She's now learning how to sew. I look at my Instagram and I'm like, if I was in London right now, I would whoop your behind. Because I'm telling you to sit down. She's like, I don't know what to do with myself. Because she's never actually,
it could be
sat down.
Because, like,
to be with
as
herself.
we were raised, like, it just reminded me about how Saturdays, there was no resting. My mom, 9 o'clock on the dot, come. get up, start cleaning,
Yeah,
start
of
doing
course.
this. So to rest was such a foreign
Yeah,
concept to our
It
parents.
still is a foreign concept.
So when you're sitting still, you're like, wait a second, I'm supposed to be doing something.
I know your brain gonna give you all the
I
little
don't
things you
go
should
to
do.
work Sunday, Monday.
Period.
Mashallah.
That's good.
No, but
Sunday, my husband was.
Yeah.
She will now start something that, she planned. So Sunday, I would, like I said, Kalmori, Lemire.
So just keep yourself busy, just gonna do
and
something.
He's just like, can you
What
just
happened to
sit down?
It's like, what happened to sitting down, girl?
Like, can you
You're
just-
working.
But like you said in the beginning, most of us might have behavioral issues.
No, I'm telling you, the
We don't
ADHD be
know about it.
ADHD.
Mhm.
We don't know.
And then you take
about it.
you take the correct
Correct.
medication and you sit down, you're like, whoa.
No, that's my
Yeah.
friend. She took Adderall. She called me. She said, "This is how regular human beings do." I said, "I will not know. I can't relate."
I can't
She
relate.
said,
My
"Let me
brain
tell you
is
something.
always-
I'm focused. I did my
Yeah.
paper today. I would have procrastinated this for 2 weeks. I
Same.
did it today, girl,
It
and
could be,
I
you
did
know.
so well.
You never
And
know.
I focused. My brain was good. I said, "Please send me some." She said, "Is you can't get it like that. You gotta get prescribed."
Get it.
Man, if you want to stress me out,
Yeah.
invite me somewhere. I think I
High
have
five.
social anxiety.
High
No,
five.
if you
No,
really
I-
want
I
to
feel you.
invite
I
me
feel you.
somewhere.
Yeah.
If it's-
Especially a
if
day
it's
before.
If it's a day before, 90% I'm not going to come.
Yeah.
But if you tell me like a week in advance or 2 weeks, I'll be
I could plan it.
stressing that whole week.
No, whole
Yeah.
week, lead it like
Oh, that's
planning,
me.
planning.
And
Do I
I'll
really
be
have to
able
go?
Somewhere.
Do I, what am I going to wear? Who is going to be there?
Same,
Am
Is
I
it
same.
necessary?
Yeah, you know what
And
I
then you
mean?
think, how does my mood?
Yeah.
You know, because when you answer this, I think we talked about it the last episode. I said when I give answers when I'm in a good mood, it's different. Because like when you invite me somewhere and you found me in a good mood, I'm gonna
Yeah.
say yes.
Yeah.
But give me the day or 2 days before. I've already went through 60 things on how I can say no, I
No.
don't want to go no more. Because my mood has shifted. Something in the week has happened that I
Yeah.
feel like, or respectfully,
Yeah.
I am not the best person
Yeah.
to see. But like,
Yeah.
my husband will be like, you're working yourself out of going
Yeah.
because now you want to procrastinate it.
Yeah.
But you need to interact with people. You need to
Yeah.
hang out with
Yeah.
people. So you need to go. And I'm like, why the first sorry night
I know.
tanga? Lalai sol, people so
Yeah.
do I actually need to put on makeup? But maybe not. Like if I do, but then I look tired.
I look like today I walked into work and everyone was like, "Oh, you look nice." Cause on a regular day,
She said,
No, I
regular
feel
day,
that.
they said,
No,
I look
I feel
raga.
that. I
on
feel
a
that.
regular day,
They said,
it's
you're raga.
a t-shirt, sweatpants.
If I could do
Crocs.
that for my
You
corporate
know,
life, I would do that.
On a regular day, that's
Sweats,
honestly what I
shirts,
look
would
like.
definitely do
I don't have
Mhm.
the mental capacity
You just be thinking
to
and
look
putting the
fly.
yeah.
I know.
And you're a business owner, girl.
That is.
I
That is
don't have.
that's a construct in my brain. That's a
Yeah.
construct. That
Mm.
cannot be me.
But the funny thing is that used to be me.
Mm.
Ah,
In
they sound
uni,
well.
I would be that person
that
who
mean
will
you
wake
like
up at 6
I
or
would
half
not do
6.
that.
I would do my
I'll
hair.
roll out of bed.
I will do my makeup. I would put
Period.
on a
She
cute
said,
outfit.
period.
You
If
know,
I go to that class, you won't see
I
me.
would- Yes, that was me.
Them 8 a.m. lectures.
Girl,
I
I would
look
roll out of
you.
bed with my sweatpants.
As in,
I didn't care.
no.
Bro, I'm waking
did
up
not.
at 7:50, classes at 8. I'm like, which clothes is clean?
I'm the girl with a full face of makeup,
Period.
hair done,
Period.
cute, and
Period.
there.
Remember
Because
that
that
Yara?
was me. That,
Remember that Yara?
Yara.
Yo.
Jara, personally,
Laying at relax.
personally,
If I was you,
that's why
I would
now,
take it.
when I think that this is really me now, this is frumpy dumpy me. I'll go out in a t-shirt, and that t-shirt has buttercream stains.
Girl.
I have glitter all the time because I'm trying.
you're baking.
Right now, if you look at my hands, they're all stained with paint because of the
I'm used to
food
this.
color that I use.
Yeah.
So it's like
That's
I
what
have
mean.
transitioned,
Yeah.
honestly, from
Yeah.
that really girly girl
Yeah.
to now
Not
it's
just like,
just.
No, she a woman.
I'm just trying
That's
to
the transition.
survive.
You're
The
a
transition
mother,
is, I'm a
business
woman.
woman, you're a wife. I beg.
I've
You already
done
got a lot
everything.
on your plate.
But
said I
that's
did
why
best.
once in a while, not
Yeah.
even once in a while, every chance I get
Mhm.
or feel like it,
Yeah.
my favorite thing to do is really going out
Mhm.
to a really nice restaurant,
Yeah.
ordering really nice food.
Oh,
and
girl.
just
Once in a while,
That's
just
us.
having a shoot.
my
every month,
favorite thing to do
we'll
is
hang
like
out.
go
Yeah.
somewhere new
Mm-hmm.
and
That's not
eat
the menu.
something I've never had
Mhm.
I
love that.
before. So
I
I
love
love
Daddy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what we do. That's what we
Me
do.
too.
Until we money run out and we're looking at each other like, we should maybe go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And we're like,
Yeah.
I thought you said you were broke. That's what my husband says. He's like, when I tell him, okay, so Mojan called me, she's like, we should go to like X restaurant on Saturday. And
Yeah.
he's like, I thought you said you were broke. I said, why are you worried about that?
You all about my
And
business?
now,
Why are you worried
like,
about that?
there's before growing up,
Mhm.
we didn't have the culture of going out to restaurants. and
No.
going out to- It
Mhm.
happened once in a while. Someone's
Luigi's.
birthday.
Yeah.
or something.
Luigi's.
Or
Yeah.
the Lebanese Al-Basha, my
Wow.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
guys-
yeah.
Never have about one Luigi's will happen.
If you know,
You know.
Al-Basha was the place, That's where we had all the best.
Yeah.
It was a really good Lebanese restaurant.
Oh, mashallah.
So that was once in a while because we didn't have that going out.
Going out culture, yeah,
But
that's true.
now-
Hi.
We out in the streets,
You know,
Any excuse, brunch.
any reason.
you go on
You know.
TikTok, like people are documenting
Yeah,
the
yeah,
experience.
the
So I feel
experience,
like
yeah.
before restaurants could get away with subpar food,
Yep.
subpar
Oh, for sure.
customer service.
Yep.
But now,
Now you're on
I'm all about
blast.
it.
people demand
Demand
Yeah.
service. Yep,
in
yep,
terms
yep.
of quality of
Mhm,
food,
mhm.
quality
Because
of
we have
service.
we're seeing more.
Exactly.
That's what like
Exactly.
social media I feel like the internet has done for us. It's like it has showed us more that like we can't say, okay, I can't do with
You
subpar
can't-
anymore.
yeah.
Fish
I
and
can't do-
chicken and chips. Have chicken and chips.
Hey.
Whatever restaurant you go to, just have chicken and chips.
And now it's like, nah, we got
Now
there's
I
more
gotta find
options.
They making lasagnas.
Lasagnas, all
They
that.
making like this,
All
like
this
pizzas with mushroom and cream
Fancy
cheese. I'm
pasta.
not.
I think
Yeah.
we've really come along.
Yeah, yeah, try.
There's a long way to go, but it's like
Yeah. Well, there's
we've
improvements.
really come a long way.
Oh,
And if you
Look at social
notice
media.
it, most of these restaurants are owned by women.
Yeah.
Facts.
If you look
Yeah.
at it,
Yep.
for the most
Yeah.
part, it might
Yeah.
be run by men.
No, but
But
it's owned by
the
women.
owners,
Yeah, from
No,
building
they
it from
tell
the
you
ground up.
women.
Because I remember there's this cafe I used to go to. I'm in Brookwood. That's how it started. His wife came to Gambia and was like, "I don't have a good coffee shop to go to."
Yeah.
And she's
You
like,
get
"You know
bad
what?
rep for that all
I
the
want to
time.
open a coffee shop," and that's what she did.
Yeah.
That's what she did. I
If
used to
you
work
go
around this.
to
I went
Senegal-
every day,
They have a huge coffee culture.
bro.
They have a huge
Yeah,
cafe
yeah,
culture.
They have a huge pastry culture.
So,
Oh, the
but
pastry.
you know you
pastries,
can't
yeah.
blame them because of the French.
Different.
They
True.
have
True.
The best
true.
pastries in the world are made by. So they're
Yeah,
blessed
yeah.
there.
Oh,
But
yeah.
still, Senegal has a huge cafe culture.
Yeah, it does.
And
It
the
does.
coffee, most of the people that come here and they try a coffee, they're like, it's pretty good coffee. For the most part, everywhere I go,
Yeah.
Gambia has rubbish coffee.
Coffee. Yeah.
Because to
We're
be
not
honest,
used to it,
we
yeah.
are more tea people than
That's
coffee.
true. Than
Yes,
coffee
yes.
people.
Gambians
That's true.
drink more
More
tea
Tea
than
than
coffee.
coffee. Yes.
It's for me, it's strange to see a
I feel like it's
Gambian drink
more-
coffee.
Yeah. It's
'Cause
new.
You wake up
It's
in the
pretty
morning,
new.
it's Mburo tea.
You are.
Everyone
Oh,
is
my
drinking
dad and
tea.
his 2 spoons of
Yeah.
Nescafe.
You know?
Gosh, that man loves
Oh
his
no, my
coffee.
dad was my dad coffee. They go real bad.
Yeah, but he
Every
loves him.
time,
He loves
even if
you
I want you,
drink
they do I-
coffee,
Mhm.
it's
It's just here. It's just a little bit. It's just to kind of
it's
just get
not
the shot
like
of
the-
caffeine.
Oh no.
espresso.
Nescafe.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Nescafe?
That coffee-
Nescafe is the standard.
No, it is.
Anything that is not Nescafe, you're actually calling me differently.
Yeah.
Like it's actually mad. What do you mean? I have to put a small pot in there and then I put the click the timer. It's too much work.
Yeah.
Take a
Yeah.
lot of time. Take a lot of coffee.
And
Bugaw.
then just
Legi
2 spoons,
Ah,
3
sugar
spoons.
pare na.
You're good.
You know, I'm good. You know, that's me. Mas so pakulo. So mas mo heavy espresso machine sa buhala. What is that? I said it's just
Oh,
like a coffee.
Oh,
sa
my
kape.
dad loves him some cappuccino though.
Oh no,
he
my
loves
dad
cappuccino.
does not want anything if it's not Nestle.
It does not.
If it's
No, I
not
feel that.
Nestle,
No, I feel
he
that.
doesn't want anything. Fum nega ni lola nega ni casta. Even the Nestle cafe de facer legi. For the coffee de facer. What the fuck? How you complaining? If you're complaining, what are we supposed to do? You're richer than me. Like, what am I supposed to complain
I'm
about?
curious though. What advice? I'm asking for myself. Maybe the people can't.
I know. Ask for us.
Ask-
What do you mean
What-
ourselves?
Like, what
Ourselves.
advice would you give to anyone that's trying to start a business? And doesn't matter, like, if it's food,
A business in
electronics,
Gambia. in
business in
general.
Gambia in
'Cause I
particular.
know
Learn your trade.
You need to have to like.
Be
lock it
thick
in.
skin.
I think you learn your
I don't know,
trade.
thick skin is
Learn your
real.
trade.
I
Okay.
think most restaurant people
Mhm.
want to open a restaurant
Because they just want money. That's
They
it.
book out over it.
Mm.
But for me, I think me learning to bake myself
Mhm.
Mhm.
made it easy to uphold my standard
Mm.
throughout.
Mhm.
because I knew
Mhm.
if I know most of my recipes. I know
Mm-hmm.
why this is supposed to
Just
be
it.
here. I know why
It's supposed to
there's
look like-
eggs, there's
Yeah.
baking powder. I know the
Yeah,
science
the science
behind
yeah.
the baking.
Yeah.
So I think if you learn your trade,
Mhm.
Mhm.
it makes it much easier to keep the standard. Number one.
Mm.
Number two, the passion.
Mhm.
This might look good.
Mhm.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Sorry, you
it's-
gotta tell me it's hard.
And it's very, very hard to be an entrepreneur.
Mm.
So it makes it extremely easy to quit.
Yeah.
If you don't love what you do,
Mhm.
you can quit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's why most restaurants, 2-3 years,
You did.
Yeah. Yeah.
because mainly they did it for money
Just
grab.
for money,
You know,
yeah,
if you
yeah,
don't love it, if I didn't love what I did, I'm sorry, take Nabuya.
No, respectfully,
I wouldn't
I
even
don't
have
understand.
committed this far
Yeah.
to open a cafe.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
I
Make it
would
how we
have-
did it.
I would have quit a long
I
time.
just did something completely
I'm
different.
done because I was doing something else before this. I was an whole auditor. I was very good at it.
Oh, wow.
She said, I got that degree in the bag.
I was very, but
What I like.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it, yeah.
I didn't like it, and plus I was doing Sweetbox on the side,
On the side, yeah.
and it was growing to the point where I couldn't do both.
So your side hustle became
So
like your
my
main
main thing, kind of thing. But
Okay.
it's not easy. It's
Mhm.
extremely
Mhm,
hard,
mhm.
and there's a lot of sacrifice that
Mhm.
goes into it.
Mhm.
So if you don't learn your trade, no matter what it is,
Mhm.
whether kawarla, whether
Like
carpentry,
makeup, yeah, yeah.
you know, if you don't know how to do it yourself,
Mhm.
it's easy down the line, a couple of years down the line, to
You just
quit
gotta
and do
do
something
it.
else.
Yeah.
That's why there's serial entrepreneurs.
Mhm.
They try one business, fail up onto the
Try the
next
next
one,
one.
try
Yeah,
something
yeah,
else.
yeah.
Or
Oh.
you're young, you talk like, can I start a business? Being a couple.
Nga copy ko. Ah, Gambia trademark.
So make it.
Mhm.
Because there was a time, there was
No,
a
like-
new trend. Everyone was a makeup artist at
Yeah.
a certain point.
Yeah.
Everyone was a baker at a
Big at
certain
some
point.
point, yeah.
Everyone did hair
Yeah.
at a certain point.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like it's easy
Give
to
Dylan
jump
nigga
on.
lawyer.
It's easy to jump on the bandwagon, but there should be a reason why.
Yeah, because we mentioned that in the last episode, because we're just like, the product seems nice
Yeah.
and good, like, but some people, they don't realize like how much work.
Work goes
Especially if you're somebody that you're not passionate about
Bro,
the trade.
Let me tell you something. I respect every baker in this entire country. I don't care what you bake for. Let me tell you, I tried to make cinnamon rolls. The arm grease it took me to roll that.
That's why we don't make it every day. We just
Okay.
make it on
Yeah.
time.
I had no respect. I woke up and I was like, let me tell you something. I'm never gonna complain about the cheesecake I eat if they don't make it. If they don't got it,
Same.
it's cool.
Opening this place,
Yeah.
Bro.
really, sorry,
No, go
really
ahead.
humbled.
Mm.
Like I said, I used to be that picky customer.
Mhm.
I would complain about everything. You know what I mean? For opening up this place. Even if we go out and my husband is like, leader for living there, I'm like, it's okay. Don't complain. Honestly. Mama, you know what? Leave it
Yeah, go
alone.
back home.
They probably are having a tough time in the
Yeah.
kitchen. I'll make up different scenarios.
If I see
as
a lot
to
of people,
what is going.
I'm just like,
It's
okay.
really humbled me to be
Yeah.
like, you know what?
Yeah. It takes a
It's
lot.
not easy.
It's not
You know,
easy.
even when my food takes longer, I'm like, it's okay.
Our patience.
I will still even tip you. It's fine.
Yeah, especially
Because
when there's a
it's
lot of
not-
people
and-
there.
and
Bro,
sometimes
You know, there's some things you have
restaurants just
understanding
an
for.
off day.
Off day,
They're
Yeah.
just having
True.
a bad day.
Yes.
That's true.
You
That's
know,
really
it
true.
happens.
No.
That's true.
So-
If you don't learn what management looks like in a restaurant, you don't have this sense of empathy for those working it.
Mhm.
So, like, I remember, like, because, again, with the customer service episode, we had a lot of people complain, like, y'all are being hashed, and the third. I'm like, no. I'm like, what happened is we got comfortable not telling people that they're wrong. And because of that, they start thinking the subpar things they're doing is
Yeah.
the right thing.
Yeah.
And if you don't tell them it's wrong,
Yeah.
it will not
It's
change.
not gonna change.
I'm like, me, I want to change, but I like your food. I understand the
yeah,
work.
yeah,
I've been there.
yeah,
I've worked for y'all.
yeah,
I didn't like it
yeah,
because I saw, oh my goodness. I was like, bro, everybody running a restaurant is a champ.
yeah.
No,
I don't
it's
care if
not
your restaurant is
easy.
good or bad, sir. You are trying your
Sometimes
best.
when we have tough days here, I tell everyone, not teach me deal what to my kid. Where I have few staff. I don't have
Yeah.
to deal with all of them.
Yeah.
They know me. They know she's the nicest. Why Sumafi Wiley? Oh God, I'm a different person.
No, it's true. It be like that though. It be
No.
like that.
Wiley, I'm a
No,
different
I
person.
understand. It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of stress
No,
to be
it's not
under.
easy.
Honestly,
It's
it's
not
not easy at all.
If you can, you know, they say if you make it in New York, you can make it anywhere.
Anyway,
Yes.
You make it here.
You can
You
make
can
it
make it
anywhere.
anywhere.
You're
trust
right.
me.
No, I
In
believe
Gambia,
that.
If
I
you
believe
make
that.
it here, you can make it any single
Single
country. It's possible.
But forget it, like, for example, if Gambia, like, let's say somebody came with a good customer care service training type of thing, do you think, like,
it's a waste of time to spend money to train this stuff?
Ah, there we go.
you have, I see the answer is right here. So you don't want solution.
Thank you.
You don't want solution.
Yeah, because I
Thank
think, I
you.
think it's very
That's all
important.
I feel like y'all need to
investing
tell
in
me.
that, because some people, they just like, okay, well,
Bro, I would have
He's
run
gonna
it myself
hire
ahead.
any Tom, Dick, and Harry like this, and it's like,
No, because honestly, no, one thing I do appreciate though was like it brought a lot of people to acknowledge and look into their business and be
yeah,
like,
I can do better.
what?
I can do better.
Maybe I should
Like
do
my
better. 'cause-
staff, what are they doing out there? You
No,
know?
bro. My biggest fear is like when it comes to establishments like this is what you notice is the moment the owner is here, everything is perfect.
Everything is
Yeah.
perfect.
The moment you leave,
Yeah,
they'll
that's
do
true.
anyhow.
That's true.
So like how do you like make sure that like okay, my employees know that they should still maintain this
That
quality?
I don't have to be
Like
here 24/7.
what was it that you did what do you think stood out in the way that you trained them, or in the way that you assisted them, or in the way that your relationship was built
Yeah.
with them, that made you that like
Comfortable.
when you leave here, they got you.
To be honest, I still feel like we can improve on a million things.
Yeah.
But for me to feel comfortable
Mhm.
in leaving, like I said, I
Mhm.
just didn't open up this.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
It took me 7 years at
Yeah.
my house.
Mhm.
During that time, I was training these girls,
Mhm.
especially my kitchen staff.
Yeah.
Ah, okay,
I was training them
Mhm.
to function without me.
Mm.
Like I said, everything you see here, I
Mhm.
haven't touched.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it took time
Mhm.
for me, because I'm self-taught.
Mhm.
I didn't go to pastry school.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I'm self-taught. So the time I took to train myself is the time I took to train them.
Mhm.
And that took
Love that.
years.
Love that.
It
That's
wasn't
good.
overnight.
Mhm.
I took time to be like, I'm going to be small
Mhm.
in my house
Mhm.
and spend the time training these girls so that the day I expand to this place,
Mhm.
they have the skill set to
Mhm.
function without me.
Mm.
So
Love
I
that.
think kitchen wise, they can do it. Now it's like I'm trying to transfer that same energy
Mhm.
to my service staff,
Mm.
because a lot of people forget the admin aspect of
Mhm.
operations.
Yes.
Mhm.
If admin is not
Mhm.
there,
Mhm.
operations doesn't
Shouldn't
Doesn't-
function.
yeah.
No.
Because right now I'm pretty much 70-80% of admin. It's me.
Yeah.
Okay.
The day I handed over the cafe phone to my manager, the abuse she got.
Oh my God.
Mariama, like, only,
Wow.
customers only want to talk to me.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
God.
I'm like, she's just trying to do
Do her
her
job.
Because that was me trying to,
Just
We,
delegate
like,
the task.
delegate,
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
don't have to be on the phone all the time because
yeah.
I have to work.
Yeah.
So
It's just too much on one person.
it really is.
Yeah.
So right now I'm really, really focused on the admin aspect of my business
Mhm.
so that I can hire the right people
Right people.
and
Yeah.
train the right
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
to run it without me. Because I'm pretty much admin.
Yeah.
I do everything.
She said, I've been
I-
doing all the
I've been
work.
doing all the
Yeah,
work.
so it's even hard for me to let go.
Yeah.
To be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
photography, I do it.
You do it.
Yeah.
Everything
Social
you do.
media,
Oh,
I
no,
do
girl.
it.
Like I said earlier, I saw
Forget
that
that.
social media. I know it's you.
It's so hard. It's so
No,
hard
it is.
for me to let go.
That's understandable. Because that's your baby.
Yeah,
Like, this
it
your baby.
really is.
This-
So
like, when you mentioned, like, okay, I was out here, like, doing everything, like, the design and everything. I was like, this is her baby. Like, she
Mhm.
has 3 kids, but she got
A
her-
baby.
She got 4. This
Yeah.
her baby.
Baby.
She's her eldest
Yeah.
child.
That's how my dad calls it. My dad does
Yeah,
the same thing with his company. He said, my company is my first child. You people
Yeah.
are just there.
that's
That
true.
came next.
No,
You people
it's-
eat from me. That one gives me money.
It's
Bro?
It
Wow.
really is true.
Bro.
I cannot
Bro.
eat this and then talk.
Bro.
I will sort of
Bro.
like a
Dano
money.
is going crazy over there. Like, it's enough. Cut.
Yeah, God is like, y'all
Don't
getting
know
too
what
fast.
we
But no,
did.
like, I appreciate us, like, you taking the time, obviously,
Honestly.
to have us
Oh,
here
thanks
and,
for
like, you
having
know,
me.
taking us outside
Like,
of our
it was
studio.
such an honor you guys inviting me.
You know,
You guys pop up on my For You page. You pop up on my Explore
Our
page.
cackling and stuff
And
in the
down
background.
there, Dad, I'm like, who are these people?
It's
As
us.
yes, get
Because
out.
I know you.
Yes.
I'm
Marina,
like,
yeah.
As in, she's like literally the embodiment of a funny bone and
Yeah.
just very
Just
open
vibes.
and
Yeah.
chatty,
Yeah,
and,
yeah, yeah.
but then still very conscious of today's issue.
Issues.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, no,
We're trying to do that.
This my, I mean, they gave me a mimoko mom, they ended up again. But I'm like, I
Yeah.
tried. I said, I've limited peace
Yeah.
for at least 27 years of my life.
Yeah.
From 28 upwards, I'm sorry. Everything y'all didn't want me to talk about is about time that we
Talk
faced it.
about it, yeah.
It's very important
Yeah.
that there's like a young voice behind young issues.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because before only grown-ups
Grown
talk
ups,
about
yeah, that's true.
kids,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
youth
Y'all
issues,
got business,
but
but don't understand our
it's
business.
Yeah.
so relatable, and there's like a boom in podcasts and stuff.
Mhm, mhm.
And it's like the younger people find it easier
Yeah, to just
relate
digest the
to-
information
yeah,
too.
exactly.
Yeah,
And
that's
you
true.
break it down in a way where it's easier to
Honestly, yeah, yeah,
because even the male version of this show, my husband
Yeah.
They love it.
Yeah.
and he loves it.
Kabajama.
The things they talk about there at night, he'd be like, so this is what they talk about on the podcast
Yeah.
today, Jiggy and Dangali. And I'm like, Wait until I play the female
Female one. Yeah, because not some
got
people
you.
actually, somebody has texted me about that. It's like, I feel like there's a male and a female version of the same show.
Yes.
I said, I get that so much, but
Mhm.
I promise you,
Mhm.
we don't even interact enough that
Yeah.
our topics
No,
are
but
like,
I
kind of say,
love
Yeah.
that show.
Mhm, mhm.
but they
Because
come
they
together.
talk about so many things
Yeah.
that are taboo to talk
Mhm,
about.
mhm,
For
yeah.
men
That's true.
to
To
talk
talk
about.
about, yes.
And they say things and express it in a way where it's taboo for men to
Men to
hear
talk,
that
yeah.
Mm.
or say those
Mhm,
things.
That's the only reason why I
So
like it.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Mhm.
I really,
I love it
really
because I'm
love
like,
it.
it's like watching finally men hold each other accountable.
And being vulnerable.
And
I'm
as
being
well.
vulnerable.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm glad that you guys are doing that. But
Mhm.
obviously, like I said, my brain will always be like, I wish y'all could put a little bit more, like, talk about the more mental health and daddy issues. But it's fine. I'm going to do that. Daddy issues, I can't say loud to you. I'm feeling that daddy issues, they couldn't ignore. Couldn't have them issues, but nobody wants to talk about their dads. But that's just me and some of my friends. Because my friends will discuss that. And we're like, we love it, but I want everybody to get to really some of the root issues that they don't like.
Mhm.
We are not dealing with. Like
Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah.
like even with us, I'm like, this is a group chat outside.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. That's how I
Yeah,
feel about
we're
how
just comfortable. Doesn't feel.
I feel like we're just
We're just
having a
chatting.
chat.
Yeah,
And
exactly. I'm glad. I'm
not
glad
the
you feel
host
that
you
way.
guys want me to be. I'm not prim and proper. I'm a chatterbox.
And we'll
It's
just
been
be
on
and the way we
episode
be laughing, we're
Oh no, it's
it
actually
doesn't
so
feel
bad.
formal. I think that's what makes it more relatable.
yeah.
I'm glad.
Kind of
Yeah.
thing.
I'm glad.
When someone never say like them did it, and if you
Mm.
notice since you started, they too much.
No, you're having fun,
So.
and that shows. That shows. Ooh. But thank you for having us. We appreciate it. My boss is telling me it's about time.
But
We
Yeah,
have
beat us.
yapped. We have yapped and yapped.
We have yapped.
Yes, you. It's like
Yes.
Mom lah. This anybody text you know man, I'm gonna do them come It's my brother. I can do what I want. Leave me alone. But thank you so much for having us in this beautiful establishment.
Honestly,
Y'all gonna see the
you brought us
shop.
outside. You
What
know
y'all
what
know
I'm
out
saying?
here ate the coconut chai.
First of all, I didn't even eat it like that. I
and
just
I'm
ate a
like,
little
I
bit, but
know
it's
we were
good.
sharing everything.
We are gonna share it.
Nah, don't worry. If you finish that, I'm finishing both of them. You're not gonna taste nothing. You gonna only have that flavor
First of all,
in your
I
mind.
just had like a
Yeah.
bite.
Nah, I'm like, she didn't share. I just feel like she should have offered. She just went like,
I just
she
wanna
didn't
taste
say,
it.
here's some.
I'm a
She did
taste
that.
tester.
But it's okay. It's
That's why I was
okay.
like,
It's okay. It's okay. Y'all see how y'all co-hosts be like, but it's cool. But anyways, thank y'all for having us. We had a good time here. As you can see, I'm about to go fit all the snacks. Because I'm going to leg any sort of balangin ma. Loro to lekuma. Why Vini, my mom's operating going to Snapchat, Instagram. I'm eating peace and harmony.
facts.
Gando is already munching in the back there. So I'm going to go
calling
join
you
you. I hope y'all had a good time with us. We definitely had a good time with y'all. Thank you for having us and your wonderful staff. Thank you guys so much.
Appreciate
They've been here in the
it.
background giving us the drinks. All I know is that my skin feels
Mine is
great.
finished. Sweetbox.
They're here with a great customer
BB
service.
Junction.
Yes.
Like this. You know where
It's the
it's
way
at.
I didn't know that this is what it's called.
I think it's BB Junction. Girl, I just saw it online. I don't know. Anyways, BB Junction.
Right.
It's right
And
there.
this man lumari gena smagir. Smagir na haliga yama yobu. How ma darasi bitish. So we're getting in Jeff. Thank you for having us. We've been out here enjoying ourselves like
Yep.
princesses, and it's been fun. And shout out to her husband for being a supportive
Amen.
husband.
Amen.
Knock on
Amen.
wood. Yan can continue strong, healthy, and wealthy and right. Why? Don't win yan. And like I said, if you watch this, please keep it in your mind. Do not settle in this life. Do not settle it. Go for what you want to go for and do what you love. And find a spouse that will support you with all his vim and chest. Lola na yan. Goodbye. Have a good Friday. Peace out and we out.